Start recording. Start broadcasting. How's it going, everyone? Welcome to this extra super special episode of Shenanigans Live. It's really extra special because we didn't have an episode last week. So aren't you guys lucky?
Yeah.
You lucky ducks.
We made it this time.
Actually getting an episode. You should be so lucky.
Oh no.
Katie's here.
Hi guys.
I'm here. Pop out the social stream. And if you guys want to join with us, you can come in and chit some chats, and that makes the show much more interesting. Because otherwise, you just hear me blab on about all the things I hate. But this week, you might hear more about all the things I enjoy, because it's been quite an enjoyable.
Well, that's good.
Atomic Bitch Slap says mojitos and no itos. We got no mojitos.
Oh no, that was
regular
last time.
Water. Sorry.
Yeah, no, it's just water this time. We ran out of mint leaves.
Yeah. Toronto ran out of mint leaves.
It was
Katie
hard
went
to find
the
them.
only mint leaf shop.
I was running around and I kept finding spearmint, and it was just like, it made everything smell like toothpaste.
That's awful.
It was kind of gross.
That takes me back to an anecdote. I remember long, long ago when we were up at a cottage, and someone had the genius idea to put, like, you know, I had a cooler at this cottage because we only have so much fridge space, and so you put your breads in the cooler, and someone put the gum, the spearmint gum, in the cooler with the bread. And for some reason, no one else seemed to notice, but I could taste the mint in all the bread.
I could taste it too.
So every sandwich I ate, I'm like, it was this minty sandwich. I'm just like, dude, what is this? And none of the adults believed me because they have no more taste buds.
I believed it.
And I was just like, this is what? Why am I eating? What? Well, eat your
And that's when the
food,
ranting
eat your
started.
mint lettuce.
Yeah, that was kind of weird because you'd be eating like a meat sandwich and be like,
it's like salami
minty.
and mint.
Yeah.
Not like, you know, it was prepared for it, like a nice mint
no,
salami.
like, it was like
this is like
gum.
friggin' Tide. What the hell do you put in your mouth? Tide to go? Yeah.
You don't put Tide. No, that goes
Tide to go?
No.
Trident,
No.
spearmint, fresh, kiss people longer with the fresh breath. That crap, you know. That was in my sandwich. Not doing
Kiss
that.
people longer, you don't eat your sandwich longer.
Yeah, that's trouble. But yeah, so last week we were on the show. Oh, like lettuce sauce in my eye now. We were on the show because we were running around doing a thing or two. A couple things, actually.
It's been a really busy week.
That Wednesday we saw Paranorman. We got an advanced screening last week, which is nice.
Fun.
We're going to talk about each of these. Then on the Thursday...
We won't spoil Paranorman, though, because it's not out yet.
Yeah,
so
it comes out like tomorrow, I believe. Or no, Friday. Thursday night, Friday, depending. Paranorman. Then we saw the How to Train Your Dragon live show on the Thursday, which was only here for a weekend.
That was
last
fun.
week, I think. We'll tell you about that.
Yeah, it was only here for 1 week as it does its rounds.
Yeah, because it's a traveling show that originated in like Australia and some business.
Yeah.
What else did we... Well, I guess after that. Then, just yesterday, I myself finally saw Dark Knight Rises. I'm going to talk a little bit about that.
Oh, okay.
So this episode's chock full of reviews and opinions and likenesses of things.
He was off to a good start. He comes through the door and starts yelling at the infomercials on TV. Like, we haven't even started yet. Save your energy.
Today? Yeah. I was pumped.
Like 10 minutes ago. The house is so quiet until you enter it. It's just like, ah!
And we're just like yelling at everything. Speaking of yelling, how's the audio levels? Because we keep changing. Does everything sound good to you guys? You can tell us. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Tell us in the chat if everything sounds nice and clear. Or if it's too loud, we can fix it for you. Because this is an accommodating program.
But down all mellow.
Yeah, we can get all mellow. Like, this is like, you watch TV and the news, and you can yell, "Stop being so depressing," or the news will not stop. But here, you guys have an opinion. Steven says, I missed you guys last week. Is that you missed us not being there, or you weren't watching and you missed the show? But we weren't there anyway, so you don't have to feel bad, actually.
No.
I like to say the former, because I believe you'd miss us.
Yeah.
It was sad that we weren't there. Now the show just got depressing.
Oh, yeah. Quick, tell us to change it.
Alright, so... Alright, let's kick off a little Paranorman. So, from the same studio, Leica, the guys who brought you Coraline.
Oh, yeah.
With some such alumni who worked on such films as Tarzan 2. The writer did. He told, during the Q&A, he said, "Why'd you bring that one up?" Not me.
I didn't even remember there was a Tarzan sequel.
Of course there was. Every Disney movie had a sequel or a prequel of some sort.
Yeah.
And then a TV series right after. Or during.
Of
course, Aladdin was the only good one.
Yeah, Moses.
Paranorman. Dear God, you do want to see this. You
it is so fun.
Go tomorrow or whenever. You owe it to yourself to watch this movie. As far as like animated features catered towards the kids, if you could say that, jaw-dropping. Like, it's the writing, the characters, everything about it. It's got a lot to take out of.
I'd say it's one of those ones for everyone, though. Like,
it's definitely for everyone. But like, whoever's made it, who released it? It was Alliance up here. But like, who's the actual distributor? Because usually it's like this company, then that.
I don't know. I mean, it's something that they definitely said that Leica is the kind of studio that'll let a director push the boundaries on things that, maybe a Disney focus feature wouldn't, or focus group wouldn't. A focus group might be like, that's not really family friendly, but like they'll push stuff for good story, and it really excels in Paranorman.
I definitely say it is definitely like it's like an animator's film. It's a writer's film. It's like
it's a film lover's film.
It does not disrespect anybody. Like if you go to a movie and you're like, oh god, this is awful, and all the jokes are so easy. It's like this film has so much thought and care put into it that it's not a simple popcorn flick.
Yeah,
as people use the term.
It's beautifully animated. It's a really well told story. It's so smooth that I forget it's stop mo. Where I'm like, someone actually went and moved these frames because it's so smooth. Some parts I was just like, oh, computer. I'm like, no, it's a person in a room going. Click.
Yeah. 24 frames a second. And that's not even a second. Like it takes more than a minute to set up each frame.
And I mean, there's moments in it that made me like cry.
I cried twice.
There were 2 gags that made me weep. There might have been more, just like tears. Okay, yeah. There was laughing.
There's many different emotions in this film.
Yeah, and then just like legitimate.
Was shocked at parts of this film.
There's good moments, that just bring the tears.
This film has
so definitely the most fun I've had in the theater in a long time.
Yeah, no, it was. There's some really good funny stuff in there. Like it kind of started off at the very beginning. It kind of was like a little like, oh, all right, this is happening. And he's saying hi to ghosts.
Well, we don't want to say anything.
But then he's walking around town. It's the opening sequence. But then stuff gets real. And you're like, what?
Yeah, it's good. We won't say anything. Nope. We won't say much, but go see it. It's awesome.
Well, I want to say something. Not spoiler.
Yeah, but we should wait till next week when the movie comes out, because I mean, I hadn't even really watched the trailers. Like I'd seen some of it, but there was a lot of stuff I didn't see coming. So I don't want to say anything. I don't know if that's the fact that the trailer was misleading, or if it's just intentionally kept to a certain style. Because one thing we kind of just brushed on really quickly was focus features and Leica. Being the type to say, we want to do this kind of movie. It's actually really admirable because I can see a lot of that stuff being looked over that actually happened in the film being looked over, being like, should we actually? Can we? Are we going to get owned by the parent group or something like that? Or I don't know. You just gotta tell a good story, and it's a good story.
It's solid. I didn't know what to expect from it. I was just going to kind of check it out because we had tickets. And I came out
and then they had a Q&A with the directors afterwards.
That was good,
and that was really cool. Just to get some...
perspective.
Yeah, and just talking about the boarding process. I'd misheard it wrong. I forget exactly what they said with the storyboarding, but it's like a lot of movie productions. I think they were like, people just let's try and do this 1,000 different ways, this scene. But with Paranorman, I think they were saying that the story was laid out, and it was kind of like, this is what's going to happen. We're not going to try and balance a billion ideas off, but you come up with the character interactions and how to make this scene as entertaining and excellent as possible. So, I mean, I think that's how they explained it, which I was like, oh, that makes sense, because I remember my storyboard director was there, and he was like, yeah, it was really great how they talked about that, and I was like, oh, like how you do 1,000 different ideas? He's like, no, the opposite. I was like, oh, okay, yes, sorry.
Wait, you thought he said
I hadn't heard properly.
No, so. He was basically saying in a lot of animation, people often... The story's kind of built out of storyboards, not necessarily the script. It's kind of like, now we need a chase scene. Someone come up with that, and now we need...
it's like, now we need this moment.
And then you've seen in the Disney, all the Disney, little commercials when it's the Lion King boards up, and and then he's like, or whatever, and they're like, in the scene. But essentially what that means is it wasn't actually scripted entirely. It was just kind of the idea was in the script. You've probably heard this in your writing classes, and it goes, and then they fight.
Yeah.
And that's as far as the writer goes, and then he goes, and then it was resolved, and it's up to the storyboard artist. So to a degree, is a style. It's a common style of making stories, and it gives storyboard artists a good chance to also show their chops and such. But in Paranorman was actually crafted what was it, 18 years in the making? He said,
yeah, he was working on the story for 16 years.
16
before
years.
He got to
actually make it. So consider how contemporary things how it got modernized in that time, because cell phones became popular in that time.
But things like
you didn't
that,
have cell phones 18 years ago.
Things like that you can update, you know. But it's the story itself. If it works really well, you can move it through different time frame if you need to catch up.
Brother Wilson says never give up, and basically that's what the guy didn't do. He just kept doing it.
Kept at it.
Sometimes you just gotta keep doing it and make it worthwhile. And I think it was entirely worthwhile. Check out Paranorman, coming out tomorrow night or Friday, whatever. It's a good sales pitch. But it's you definitely want to see it. It is, you might look at it and be like, what is this Scooby-Doo shenanigans? And it's like, no, this is like...
It's a love story.
It's incredible.
A lot of that kind of filmmaking.
It's a tribute to like even like the Scooby-Doo genre and the zombie genre and this genre and that genre. Like there's a lot in it you'll pick out from, and there's a lot of sight gags which I didn't even see until people told me later.
Yeah, and again, it's one of those things where it's like it's kind of like a kids movie, like The Goonies was a kids movie. It's a story about what kids are actually like. It's not like it's you with your hotel for dogs.
Hotel for dogs. I hate everyone who lives there
because you're like, that's not real people.
Everybody's
like, so G-rated.
This hotel for dogs on the plane. It's all like, we gotta get dog food for the doghouse, and the other kid's not like, no shit. Like it's someone would say that, and I feel like I just recently watched The Mighty Ducks again recently, just the other night. And that was kind of like the end of an era. Like it wasn't even Goonies level, but at least like kids were still kids.
Yeah.
Before they got all cleaned up, and then it's like, well, let's make a hotel for dogs.
Yeah, I'm finding it weird because it's like it's
like, I hate you children.
These movies that are about real kids are more for adults to remember when they were kids. But if you're a kid watching a movie, it's got to be so super G-rated,
it's gotta be so
that
clean.
you're a polite, nice little child.
It's gotta be, and like this movie takes some risks. I will say it takes a couple. I think, in a few years, maybe I'll be a bit more of a norm, but I'm like, it's friggin' this movie. So if you enjoy it, firstly, if you enjoyed Coraline, if you didn't, I don't like you.
I knew people who didn't like Coraline, but like this too.
You'll enjoy this for both like the animation quality and it has some similar storytelling elements.
Because I really enjoyed Coraline as well, but like some of the people at the screening were like, yeah, I didn't like Coraline, but I went because it was free, and I really loved this. So I was like, oh, great. I mean, I really liked Coraline.
I probably enjoed Coraline extra because I really enjoyed the book. And it's one of the few books I've enjoyed.
Yeah, we read that at the cottage with Heather when she was little, and
it was
that was when you were reading to her and that skunk showed up.
I think I was reading by myself, actually.
Okay.
I was out on the deck. Have I ever told this story? I feel like I did.
I don't know.
I was out the deck at night up in the cottage reading Coraline by Neil Gaiman.
It's all spooky.
In the night with a candlelight on the table. And I see something across the street and just barely lit by the moon and the street lights. And it's like this thing that's like waving at me like this. I'm like, what the hell? Is that a peacock or something? Because it was this weird, giant wavy thing, and it was like because the stutter of the frame rate of the night. And then it comes right up to the table. It's a freaking skunk with his tail up. And he goes, and I sit there, and he goes right through the table legs, right beside me, and then makes his way out back. And I was like,
you probably knew you were there because it would have sucked if he was like, ah!
It was the worst.
And then reacted.
But definitely, Paranorman. Great writing, great voices, great characters, great animation. Some people weren't too skippy about the soundtrack.
Oh yeah, well that was what, Dad?
Oh, that was you.
I liked it.
Okay, maybe Dad then.
I like the soundtrack.
I don't actually remember it too much because I wasn't paying attention.
I think it was just that he thought
it
maybe it wasn't memorable, but I thought it worked perfectly.
Oh yeah, like it wasn't a musical or nothing. Like I'm not humming any themes. Like na 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 na.
It was his critique was that with Coraline there's a certain soundtrack. I know, but there's a certain there's that very
doesn't go
but it's that woman's voice.
DVD menu music, and she's like, hey, the butterfly.
No, that's not it at all.
Really?
It's like French, I think. No, but it's very dreamy.
What I said in French, though.
And that's it's something that sticks out. Yeah, okay, fine. It's totally not it. That's horrible. It's
something like that, isn't it?
No, it's very dreamy and pretty.
Proto Wilson says it was no Oklahoma. I'm grateful when nothing is no Oklahoma.
Don't bring that back.
Nothing should be Oklahoma.
Don't get him.
If you're just joining this show, don't watch Oklahoma. If it's coming to your town, boycott it. Do not let it sully your stage. It is one of the worst pieces of garbage I've ever seen in my life. I appreciate what writers and artists and singers and dancers do. Oklahoma is the worst thing you can experience.
Really?
I'm just putting that out there. Yes, really.
I've had my teeth
joking.
Out,
no, I've had
teeth.
All three wisdoms. I stepped on a nail as a child.
Oh, I did too.
Yeah, you had a twisted nail too. That was worse. But that was even better than Oklahoma.
Yeah, like the time I broke my arm, I was like,
yeah, that's
at least
way
this
better
wasn't
than
Oklahoma.
Yeah, while you were falling, you were like, at least this isn't.
It was monkey bars. I wasn't falling off a cliff. I was falling slow motion backwards.
I hate Oklahoma.
Wow.
He has the same hatred for the Phantom of the Opera. No, I thought none of this. It's tricky. Bro Wilson assumes I hate Phantom. I'm confused by the Phantom.
He's creeped out by it.
Because as a kid, we grew up. We're explaining this 3 episodes. We're going really quick. As a kid, we grew up with Phantom soundtrack all over the house. We're like, oh, the poor Phantom, Christine, I love you. It's all sad. Then you watch it years later as an adult, and you're like,
stalker.
What's this stalker pedophile? Like, what the hell is he doing? This is weird. He's hanging out by the grave, and he's singing what? I'm like, let her date Raoul. He's a nice young long-haired boy. Just go. He has a white horse. And Phantom's is like, no, I'm old and I want you instead. I'm like,
yeah.
That's what I was doing during the whole movie.
You didn't even have a collar.
I was wearing a singlet. I was like, no.
Wow.
Yeah, Phantom just got weird, but I did really enjoy at the very beginning when the guy's like, lot 1665. I'm like, oh, he's so cute. Because in the movie, in the musical, he's like, sold! Lot 16. I'm like, alright, showboat, calm down there. But here he's this little old man who's like, a chandelier in pieces.
But even Raoul was remembering it all favorably, wasn't he?
Electricity. The auction man's so nice. In the movie version.
Yes.
A recollect this piece, indeed. See? That stuff's burned into our psyche. Try being told something that's been around forever was actually awful.
Spoke of you, my friend.
Yeah. That kind of stuff breaks your mind. So I can't say I hate Phantom. I'm just kind of like, it's kind of like, it was that old friend you used to hang out with, and then you found out later they did something kind of messed up, and you don't really want to, you know, you don't want to be that guy who just like drops them, but at the same time, you're just kind of like, dude, I'm not inviting you over for Christmas, put that out.
Yeah.
Those days are over, Phantom. You know what I'm saying?
That's too bad.
Segue. So we saw How to Train Your Dragon.
Yeah.
Live. The Drunksicle.
Oh my gosh! You remember those drunk guys in front of us at Pizza Hut too? Like.
Oh no, that wasn't.
No, I know what you're talking about, but I was like, why are people so drunk here?
Oh, because it was. Well, here's the first thing. How to Train Your Dragon was held at
the ACC,
the Air Canada Center, which is
where we
usually
have
where
hockey.
basketball and hockey.
Yeah, it's a giant skating rink that they cut in half for a stage, so it's huge.
So there's pizza and beer, of course, and people are getting like wasted on this Thursday night show. It's majority like just a bunch of kids and then a bunch of like rowdy youths who just had to go see a $70 How to Train Your Dragon on a Thursday night kind of thing. Yeah. Anyway. What I was talking about, we'll get into it. So basically how this goes, there's a thing called Walking with the Dinosaurs, or whatever, where there's dinosaurs, and they're all like realistic and well made. Those guys made the dragons, so you're like, yes, they're all going to be as real as dragons can be, and that was pretty impressive.
That was super
very realistic dragons. Pretty big, running around stuff. And it follows the plot of the movie. You know, it's like, I guess it did. I felt there was some... Yeah.
We missed that one
I'm going to have to preface this. Either something's felt off because... one of the lead actors was like drunk off his head the whole time.
We don't know that for sure, but
I have my suspicions.
Suspect.
Have you ever been to a musical and one of the lead singers kind of like drone a little and they're all like, what is this I say? And you're just like, what? And they say things that the other characters don't seem to sync up with.
They'll say something and then the other character has to improv to catch up.
Yeah, or they'll skip ahead a few lines. I really feel like that happened that night.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not gonna say who it was. I don't want you guys to like.
Yeah, it wasn't the main.
It wasn't any of the kids.
It wasn't any of the kids.
Or the dragons.
Yeah, I'll say
or any of the other Vikings.
Who was a particular Viking who we think was inebriated.
I don't know. It's just I got like there's weird stuff where it's like, maybe it's just the.
We
writing.
got a weird vibe. It's kind of like, yeah, you just know.
Yeah. Or everyone, their microphones are so close to their face, they're like breathing so heavy the whole time. It's like, because it is a pretty active show. Like, to audition for this show, you had to be like a pure gymnast and like wicked at what you do.
Yeah.
Because like the main dude, the kid was like climbing walls, Ezio styles and stuff, and like they're using like projection to like create landscapes and skies.
This is
what
was cool.
Running from perspective.
It's a big stage, so they utilize the ground plane and the main stage, and then the main stage goes out pretty wide. So they're projecting. I guess the best way to describe it is the Viking attack. When the dragons are attacking the Viking village, it's pretty much they turn the whole ground plane and the side plane into like an RPG. So
it was like running. 3/4 upshot. You get to see him like running.
Yeah, they have him on a rope, so it looks like he's running. Because he's.
It looks like Final Fantasy VII.
And the background is moving and scrolling, and things are exploding, and it looks pretty awesome. I thought that was really fun.
They did some really cool stuff there. This could be the future of video games. And like they had like the guy on the wall, like then like a log would fall and he'd like jump off the wall and land on the other side.
Hang on to a cliff. It's all on the screen.
It's really engaging. They did a really good job with the. There's a certain word for it. It's like projection stuff. Mm-hmm. They did that stuff. Dragons, great.
Dragons are cool.
There was a bunch of technical difficulties, though.
There were two technical difficulties.
And it kind of screwed our show for us because the first technical difficulty was just like, Okay, everybody, around 5 minutes, technical difficulties.
They didn't say when.
Horribly freaking long, wrong. And they were like, okay, we'll just chill here. And then the lights come up, and they're like, we're going to take an intermission early because the technical difficulties. We're going to get the hell out.
Yeah, so and this is right before my favorite sequence, which is
this is
first,
before Buttertooth.
It's the first flight where he takes him out. It's called Test Drive, and it's where Hiccup takes the dragon out for a test ride. And they're doing okay, and then I think he loses he falls off the seat and he loses the sheet and he has to go by instinct, and it's just really exciting, and it's super well. In the movie, it's like my favorite sequence. It's so exciting. So I'm like, okay, well, we'll come back for that after intermission, but since we're waiting for who knows how long, let's go buy some swag.
Oh, yeah, because everyone wanted to go get food and hats and crap.
Yeah.
So it's like, we leave the theater, and this is like a big stadium, too. We had to work our way all the way down because there wasn't much upstairs. And we line up for the pizzas and $50 chocolate bars, whatever the hell they sell.
$60 pizza.
You got nowhere else to go. And, halfway through being in line and stuff, I finally started hearing, drums or something. There was no announcement being oh, hey, guys, you might want to get back to your seat because the best emotional scene of the whole show is happening.
Yeah.
And I'm like, guys, I think I see dragons and stuff jumping around, and then we better get back all the way upstairs to the 3rd floor.
Well, I heard it too though, because we looked through the thing and it was like, okay, Toothless, we're gonna go now, and it's him on the dragon, and they're like, all right, now because it's a play, they can't just show you things. It's like, now when I push on this lever, it makes your tail go this way, and he's explaining it all. And he did a really good impression of that voice.
Did he?
It was pretty good. The main actor.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
It was a pretty good movie.
He started out, he's a youthy voice. He wasn't exactly like, oh, hey,
but at the beginning, he was like, oh,
I think at the beginning, he really pushed it. And then later on, he's like, screw this. It's like trying to dance and sing at the same time. It's way too hard.
Trying to be by the time we finally got to our seats, that scene was
a Viking dance sequence. We're like, maybe that was just a practice and they're going to do it again.
No, we totally missed that scene.
Yeah, but what added vinegar to this salty surprise was we try to get to our seats, and it's it basically is like a baseball stadium, so you gotta go in through the vomitorium, I believe it's actually called.
Is it really?
Yeah, apparently. This is quick history buff lesson. People assume vomitoriums were a place where Romans all ate and then threw up all over each other.
They used to do that.
But the vomitorium was actually, and people paid just to watch them eat. But in actuality, vomitorium was actually the entrance to a theater where people kind of just vomited inwards into their seats to watch the Romans eat good food.
Pretty.
So, little confusion there. But anyway, the lady guarding our entrance to the vomitorium, this vomitous hag.
She was not that bad.
She was the most wretched person to be at a children's show.
We're standing there, and I think we're clearly blocking people.
No, we're on the stairwell.
No, but the stairwell is visual, I think. So
visual in as much as, oh, hey, someone's on the stairs, I'm watching the show.
Oh, yeah.
That's
you know what?
here.
That's true.
And, we're, trying to find a way to our seats, and I'm like, it was awkward. First of all, this was Thursday, and there was actually a lot of open seats upstairs, but there's always people blocking the entrance of each aisle. There's, 2, 3, 4, 5 people.
Yeah, some women and kids.
So we were trying to find a way to get around to get to our empty row of 12 empty seats. But we just couldn't decide to get through during the show. And then I looked back down the stairs and the vomitorium woman is like, you gotta get on the seat! She was losing it. I'm not making that up. She was flailing with her flashlight in my face. And I felt like the deer in the headlights. She's like,
wow.
And I'm like, dude, chill that. And so we're like, fine. So we kind of left the way we came and tried to get in on another way.
Which was closer to our seats.
Which is actually closer to our seats. And then Jerkhead McJerk, this nice old guy who was a jerk, was there be like, oh, where's your seats? And we're like, oh, they're over there. They're, entrance 5. He's like, oh, well, this is entrance 6. You gotta go there. I'm like, I don't want to go back to that lady. She's awful.
But stuff's going on. We're hearing fun things.
Yeah, the show's happening.
Cheers.
We're missing it. It's not even our fault because the intermission happened and no one said it ended. Because it was a technical difficulty intermission. So, then we go back to Crazy Lane. She's like, she's losing it.
Take it easy.
We're like, okay, fine. So we just grabbed the closest seats to the door.
We're hoping that nobody shows up and it's like, that's my seat.
We're like, if anyone comes back, this is on you.
Yeah.
And then halfway after
and then 5 minutes later.
5 minutes of show and then the real intermission
It's actual
happened.
intermission.
And we're like,
Yeah.
So that's that.
Yeah.
And then I decided to move to a seat as far away from it as possible. So we actually got closer seats.
Are really
there's a lot of empty seats. And we just moved somewhere else. Overall, it was a magical show. I feel like if I didn't see the movie, I wouldn't really understand it as much. Stuff was happening. at a pretty rapid pace.
Things were really quickly moving along.
Yeah, it was more of like a spectacle than, say, a story time. It was like, oh yeah, people are backflipping and dragons are cool. So, if it comes to your town, check out some dragons.
It was cool just seeing, the dragon puppets were wicked, and it was cool just seeing people being Cirque du Soleil-ish, where they're just flip, flip, and then Astrid does this high kick and holds it. And
oh, yeah.
Like,
the Astrid actress was nuts, because she did, like, the backflips where you're always connected to the ground. Like, you don't flip to your hand. It was just like leg, hand, leg, hand, leg, hand. She was like slinky lady, like
that was really impressive.
Like she was just like this like slow moving thing, and then she does the kick.
The final dragon was cool.
That was pretty exciting.
The queen dragon they fight at the end. It's just as I said, because it's like a big stage. You can actually, I think, see this if you Google How to Train Your Dragon. I think they show that.
Oh yeah, you can. I actually saw it pretty much.
Yeah, because it's the entrance that all the dragons come out of. This thing's huge head comes out of that, and then the screens become its huge wings.
Yeah.
So it's like the giant wings are all along the screen. And then it's the ground plane is background moving quickly, so it looks like Hiccup and his dragon, Toothless, who are suspended in front, are flying away from this thing really quickly.
Yeah.
So I think they did a really cool job with
that. Yeah, it was a spectacle with like fire and stuff and
drunken Vikingness.
Yeah.
You know what? That's kind of true to character, though. I think. No. It's totally appropriate.
Is it really? That was that, though. So check out How to Train Your Dragon if it comes to your town. It won't be there too long. Worth something. Worth a watch.
Well worth something.
Yeah, it's worth something. How they bought the hat. And I was like...
It was really cute.
You got the dragon hat.
Yeah, see if you can get some Groupon stuff, though. Because you got discounts through work.
Sort of.
Ish.
They're not great discounts. It was alright. It was like $7.
Oh. There was like a 30% off on.
She sounds classic, says Protocols. Exactly.
Twas.
So that was How to Train Your Dragon. What else is going on? So I saw Batman.
How was that?
Has everybody
seen Batman?
Has anyone seen it? Like, I'm not gonna spoil it.
I haven't, but I don't know if I'll see it anytime soon.
Yeah, like it's, it's what it is.
Yeah.
It's Batman.
I find the Nolan ones just kind of all run together.
They do.
A little bit.
Like it's there seems to be like this consensus that it's either people love it and go nuts, or it's kind of like, but it was well done. It was there, but it's like a lot of it's just kind of like, yeah, just let Nolan do whatever the hell he wants. Whatever. It's just like, go nuts, Nolan. That's how my bitch says Bane's voice was incredible. It was incredibly adorable. He's like, Mr. Wayne. I'm like, no. It was silly. It was interesting. I kind of went into it being like, let's just get this over with.
Really?
I wasn't
getting your shots.
For some reason, I wasn't excited at all. I largely blame the trailers, as I mentioned before, just because the trailers were really kind of like drab and boring and slow and terrible and awful.
Very gray. And
then,
white
in the movie, definitely I got pumped up in certain parts. Like, oh, this is great. But then other parts, it's just like, Joseph Gordon-Levitt's great.
Isn't he Robin, more or less?
I don't know what he is.
People say because his name is Robin, so he's kind of like the Nolan Robin.
He's some guy.
Sort of?
No?
Okay.
That's crazy.
How's Catwoman?
She was great. She's like, Anne Hathaway, fine. I don't know, I'm just not very excited about it. Like, I checked it out and I was like, all right, I did that.
How do they portray her as Catwoman, though? Is she like cat thief?
Well, she doesn't go like, like, she doesn't like make any noises or something. It's actually kept very minimal. Like, she's not referred to as Catwoman at all. And the only connection is that the goggles she wears, when she lifts them up, they look like little cat ears. And you're like, oh, that's nice.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, it is cute.
But like normally they don't look like cat ears.
Yeah,
she's
just only when she puts them up. Suit. It's like if a like welder put up his welding things and they happen to look more cat-like, and he looks like a kitty cat.
It's subtle.
And you're like, that's a cat welder. That's basically how Nolan handles it. Yeah. And like, I guess my biggest kerfuffle is I'm kind of confused at the whole like thing of why everyone follows Bane around. It's all like he has a whole army. I'm like, they never really get into it. It's just like, yeah, he does. I'm like, yeah, I guess he does. That's cool. Yeah. I guess he's compelling the way he muffles at you a bunch.
You can't exactly hear what he's saying, so you can't really contest it.
I got it well enough. Like, all these years of watching like subtitled stuff, I tend to just get the gist.
No, but
I
mean, like the people following him, like, I think he's saying what I want him to say.
I think he's a compelling leader. I'm not quite sure.
That's kind of what my thought is.
Yes.
I could follow this.
Yeah, I can subscribe to this.
So
check it out. No rush. It's what it is.
Yeah.
Like I was actually excited for Avengers, and I really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
It was kind of like, you know what, this is insane that Avengers is happening at all. having like 5 superheroes that don't need their backstories retold and don't all need a love interest side plot and don't need any of that. Just all in one movie. I'm like, this is unprecedented. This only happens in comic books.
What?
But Tom Books, I've seen Wreck-It Ralph. I'm curious about. I'm a little cautious because I'm like I love the concept of it, but then I'm like I hate any kind of jokes where it's like, stop saying that. Stop saying that.
Yeah, I don't know why that's like, in the commercial because that's really obnoxious.
I hate that kind of humor. I don't like when it's used.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of like, I love the cameos, of course, in the Wreck-It Ralph trailer when you get to see like M. Bison and stuff and Zangief and like everyone's from somewhere. I'm like, oh, this should be my movie, but I feel like I would have been more hyped if I saw that trailer like 10 years ago maybe when I was way more.
I do wonder about the people who put trailers together where it's like, no, this is funny.
Yeah. I'm curious to see it. Like I like the, I'm just kind of cautious because it's more of the plot I'm worried about. How it's like, I don't want to do this anymore, and then it's only going to end 2 ways. Where either he's gonna find what he really wants to do and be awesome at that, or he realizes what he did all along was his calling. So it's kind of like it can only end 2 ways.
I could totally surprise you with a third option.
Yeah, I know. Where he just goes psycho and kills everybody. You're like, what?
What? No.
And he's like, Wreck-It Ralph wrecks lives and homes. Whoa.
It's terrible.
Yeah. So that's why I'm saying there's only 2 possible endings to this movie. I'm curious though. Like it looks fun. I'll check it out. Yeah, definitely. Wreck-It Ralph looks fun.
Yeah.
all your movies are just fun.
I'm optimistic.
The more I watch the trailer, the more I realize how well edited it was. Yes. I'll check it out. I don't know. I don't have much information on it beyond. I don't know if there was much. Did Comic-Con, was there any big reveals of it, or did they actually show any more footage or actual footage? I don't know.
We totally missed out.
Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe.
But definitely gonna check that out at some point. I don't know. After Paranorman, what else can you even make? Like,
might as well just give up.
Why have an industry? You just stop right there.
Wow.
It's so good. That's my recommendation. Check out Paranorman this weekend, man. It's a time. I tell you. I came in maybe because I didn't know what to expect. I wasn't really thinking anything. And then I watched him walk. Grrr. How? 18 years, that's how.
Yeah.
18 years in the making. Huh.
That is a good long time.
Yes. Anyway, I'll attempt to show Katie Cam. The only reason we don't really show Katie Cam often is because our camera is screwing up these days.
Keeps
and
breaking.
It keeps freezing, so we'll jump to Katie Cam.
Cool.
Hey, if you guys have any questions about things and that and this and that, you can throw them on the chit chat.
Yeah, I'm working on some commissions. It's a mermaid that's based on a lionfish design, so I don't know if that's even showing up very well. But that's what we're working on today. We're gonna try and shift the camera a little bit, and I just finished this one here, so I'm gonna move on to a second design.
I feel like we're talking so mellow this episode.
Yeah.
This is like.
I'd say you've still got your crazy energy.
Do I? No. Maybe it's because I'm working again. Now I'm like more mellow now. I'm like, oh.
Well, I feel great because I'm back to freelancing my own hours. I'm like,
Hey, so who here likes overtime and not pay for it?
Oh, that's not right.
Hey, what? Ooh. What if your salary? Can you get overtime pay if you're on salary?
What does your contract say?
I'm on salary.
But does it
say negotiable?
Does it say you get X amount a week?
I don't know. Maybe a year. I don't know. It's just kind of that thing. No, every day you gotta do that.
That's weird.
So no luck with the Google Live thing with the Tom Bitch Slap. We didn't even try it this week because we just didn't. I don't know, man. That Google is letting me down. Everyone's all, and by everyone I mean like Chris the host. Or not Chris the host, sorry. Chris. There's too many Chris's on this show. Fluxbox. Fluxbox is all like, oh, you want to use it? And I'm like, oh, I do now. And I tried, like, I did a practice session with him, like, way back when, which was like a couple weeks ago, and everything was working dandy. We were all drawing together and having fun. It was great. Yeah. And then trying to set it up now is just I forget everything and everything falls apart and it's horrible. So there you go.
It falls apart when it's like showtime is 5 minutes ago and you're like, oh, quick, Google Plus, everybody. Now we'll do YouTube chat.
Maybe once for our 50th episode spectacular, we'll be switching to Google Plus, maybe. Not permanently, just for the episode.
Isn't this the 50th episode?
Is it? No. Can't be.
I don't know.
Can't be. I didn't even bring cupcakes. It can't be. Is this like the 48th episode? Or
maybe.
Can't be the 50th.
We won't find out till after we save.
Yeah, maybe. All those... Not in the spine. Yeah, we're not doing that. Damn. We should do something special for 50th. Do we have any guests?
Oh, sure.
What if we switch to camera 2? It's gonna like just freeze them. We're like, just listen to their voice.
It was able to work when we had the couch guests for TCAP.
Yeah, that was like the last time it worked. I don't know why. Maybe it's just the camera.
Let's hold them to very still.
I think the camera doesn't like drawing. Maybe that's it.
You know what? It's so close to me that like.
Do you think there's too much information?
I think it's just it's so much. It's as if someone ran in front of the screen and was going blah blah blah.
Creepy Porpoise is 45. This is our 45th episode.
Thank you, Creepy Porpoise.
Oh, unless that was the last one. Excellent. Well, also Protocol since said 45 with a question mark. So
yeah, I think we could swing some guests.
Maybe. Do we have any guests? Who do we know? Who do you guys want on the show that's from Toronto? We should track him down.
Would you get Ryan North on the show?
I don't know. He doesn't really know. I swear I keep passing that guy.
You were in his house.
I know. But like since then we haven't really been in contact. That was only one time. I feel bad because like I should keep up more because dude's a writer. You should. Yeah. Tom Bishop wants Scott Pilgrim. Okay, we'll get Scott Pilgrim on the show. If we do that, I should probably do it from my house so I can do it on the other camera thing. And be like, hi, I'm Scott Pilgrim.
Yep.
I'm 22.
Oh, is he that young?
Is he? Oh man. He's 22, isn't he? Wasn't I 22 when I first read it though? Maybe. It's been a while.
It's been a while. So old.
What are you doing in his house? I didn't say his house. I said my house.
No, you were in Ryan North's house.
Oh, was it in Ryan North? Yeah, I'm going through stuff. And... I was going through his drawers and things. You know how it is. No, it was an interview thing that never saw the light of day because production on certain projects just doesn't always pan out. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
But he was nice enough to do it. It was awesome. Had nothing like it was on our end that just timing and schedules and editing and stuff just didn't. Either way, it was a video pilot test that we're going to do for something, but then life does its thing. But yeah, no, we actually interviewed quite a couple of people. Some from like Udon and something.
What, really?
Yeah, we had.
You should do something with that stuff.
No, the footage is so old. It was talking about like the digital era approaching, which is now.
Oh, I guess it's weird.
Because it was about tablet comics at the time, and now it's like. Now, to be fair, like tablet, there isn't too much of an infrastructure as far as I know. Like a lot of the big companies do have tablet releases, like DC and Marvel do have. They're like, press the button and you get comics or whatever. But as far as like everyone else, like trying to think if there's how easy it is to get in a tablet. Like you'd have to basically make an app that is your comic.
Yeah. Or
you're a part of some bookstore, like the Apple Store or the Kobo or something like that. Like just one of those bookshops, Amazon, Kindle. It's interesting because I definitely think if you know, whenever we release another book, we should like pursue that route as well, having it available like not just here but also on like kind of the mainstream sites that would eventually have like, you know, the comic section and here's what's selling, and we're like, yeah, if we can get in the top 5, we could be more in the top 5 longer because once you're there, you stay there forever, right? Right. Yeah,
right.
That's how it works, isn't it?
Yeah. Exactly.
Definitely, yeah. You guys definitely, if you're doing comics and stuff, you definitely want to check your avenues because tablets are only growing. Because they're going to get cheaper and more people are going to have it. And then it's going to be all Ender's Game.
I will have one.
It's going to be Ender's Game up in this.
Do they have tablets in that?
I think so. Either that or big electrical tables you have to carry around.
Battle them?
Yes, they throw them at each other.
Nice.
And that's how he ended his game with a table in the face.
Oh boy.
It was a great book.
I should probably tweet that we're live, shouldn't I?
Really? Oh, I thought I did for you.
Oh, did you?
Yes. They sell comics on tablets. Oh, I know they do. But it's just in what formats and how other people can do it too. Tom Bishop was like, just finally got mine. You got a tablet? What kind of tablet? You get the next Samsung, or the Sony, or the Apple, or the Windows. So many options. Which would you get? Would you rather the Android or rather the App Store? I'm curious. I'm deciding like whether to get one or not because one day I needed to do writing and I was inside and I was miserable because I wanted to be outside. And I couldn't. I don't have a laptop, and I was like, should I get a laptop or a tablet? Because I'm trying to
start writing.
If you're sitting outside writing, would you have to have up on your knees and be like, or are you like this the whole time?
You'd have a table. That
but then I'm like, straight down.
Well, you have a like. How are you working on this laptop?
No, I'm talking about a tablet though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know about.
Because like tablet, you basically have to look at what you're typing on. So if it's flat, you're like this. But then if you're kicking back, then you're only doing one hand worth of writing, and that's too slow. So I really don't know what's. We got Akshara. Saying yay, Katie's working on my commission right now.
Oh, yeah,
nice. First time checking out the video feed. Oh, crap, first time.
I'm totally working on your commission.
Woo! This show is actually fun! Woo!
Why would you do that to my workers?
I don't know. Because, like, this is, like, the mellow episode. I wanted to spice it up a little.
I know, we said it would be special, and now we're like, oh.
Well, if you're just joining us, we got way too mellow.
It's like waking up to BBC. Next one, BBC.
Oh, coming up next on the
Something really terrible happened.
Awful news, and go back to sleep. I'm like, oh, thank you.
Oh.
Thank you, BBC.
Yes, Max Sarah, I am working on your
It takes
position.
forever, says TV Dinner.
It does, because you're like, the screen comes up and you're typing.
Yeah, you're like, no. So, like, I was sitting out on the porch, like, writing on my phone instead. I'm like, this is dumb, because I'm like, like, on the train, that's fine, but when you're in your house, you should be, like, in your condition of writing, in your mode. Definitely, like, so I'm trying to debate, because I live in a house that has no natural sunlight, because I live in between 2 alleys and a wall.
And a really high fence.
So it's kind of like, I want to get outside once in a while to write. But it's like, do I get a laptop?
Some people go to coffee shops and stuff.
No, I'm not doing that again.
Well, if you just...
Because everyone looks at you and you're like writing like, what an ass.
Sure they don't care.
Working on your script there, Spielberg?
Did you have
add some extras on that, friggin' Abrams?
People do that to get out of their house, though.
Yeah, but like, if you don't buy coffee, people give you shit for being there.
You buy coffee then. You don't just take up a space.
What you writing there? Memoirs, movie. Friggin' Tolkien.
With your laptop.
Yeah. More like crap up. Write that one down.
I swear, it's like you sit down, you hear this voice in your head discouraging you, and you run out of there.
People.
Meanwhile, everybody's just busy doing their own thing.
Yeah. What about the library?
Everybody's gonna laugh at me.
I can't work at the library either.
I've worked at the library.
Because often I'd write something really inappropriate and start giggling.
Thumbnailed Silly Kingdom at a library.
Oh, really?
Yes.
You should have put that.
That was when our house was on fire, so we had to.
See, you had good reason. You should put that in behind the scenes. Yeah. Remember, kids.
When your house burns down. Well, no.
I
just
lose
the
picture
studio.
when I scroll away from the volume control, but still have audio. Andromary. Are you talking about our picture? Or are you talking about tablet pictures while you write? That doesn't make sense. I drew at the library for a long time, says TV Dinner, on my tablet.
Nice.
What? Yours, Andrew Murray. The video stream, Andrew Murray.
What about the video stream?
He's losing our video stream, Andrew Murray.
Stop it.
But he has our audio stream, Andrew Murray. Well, don't worry. You can always watch old episodes. We eventually put them all onto the YouTube channel. Check out Shan Hannigan's live on YouTube. All our travel videos are also over there. Oh, Andrew Murray says, say Andrew Murray in the Bane voice. Okay, let me think. First, I gotta be Welsh. Hello, Andrew Murray.
Is that how he talks?
Yeah, he does. He's
really?
like, you're Batman, aren't you? It was something like that.
Oh, okay.
It's like, you can punch me, but it doesn't hurt, Batman.
That's less scary than I thought it was.
I'm Bane. And I bring the Bane in your face. I made a pun. You silly. That Bane. Yeah. I don't know. It happened. It was a movie. It was on the screen.
I sat there.
There was a soundtrack and sound effects. Extras were in it.
Yeah.
It was a movie. It's the best thing I can say about it. And yes, having both Joseph Gordon-Levitt and Anne Hathaway in the same picture is like...
Dream come true.
Nothing short of orgasmic. Anyway.
He's a pretty boy.
Yeah. Anyway. Hey, did you watch, says Proto Wilson,
Yeah.
Man vs.
Yells
Machine
Proto Wilson.
Team Fortress 2 video. No, I didn't. Anyway.
We didn't watch,
I haven't watched much of, I don't even know what that is. Send us a link at some point. We'll check that out.
Yeah, we'll check it out.
We can't watch on the show because we can't connect you to a stream. Hey, if it was the end. Don't worry, we'll check it out at some point, but I haven't seen it. I haven't seen anything lately. What have I seen lately?
I haven't watched much.
I didn't watch Gravity Falls this past week, but definitely, as I've been raving,
you gotta find me the link.
You guys do want to watch Gravity Falls. It's the best show on TV right now. Permanent. It is funniest, well written, great animation, great characters, excellent voice acting, great story. I cannot praise it anymore. What episode is it up to? Ask Protosa. I saw the one with the Manitors, which is great, but I think the new one came out after that, so I didn't see that yet. And I also got to watch Sword Art Online if a new episode came out, because that's my other favorite show right now. Yes. 6 episodes, maybe. Definitely check it out. It's definitely worth it. I can't say anything else amazing more. It's amazing. It's great. Check it out!
Check it out!
It's weird. For some reason, the Bane voice is the same as my Patrick Stewart voice. I'm like, hello! Welcome, number one. Would you like to join me in tea? Hey!
It's your Patrick Stewart reading Christmas Carol.
Yeah, basically. Magong! If anyone knows that reference.
Classic Christmas.
Congratulations. Check out Patrick Stewart reads Christmas Carol on tape. You know, family tradition. Molly!
It's a treat.
It's a Christmas treat. Can't get enough of it. Does anyone know why the remove Patrick Stewart's narration from Nightmare Before Christmas?
Really?
He narrated it?
Oh,
I thought it was just some random guy at the very beginning.
Was that him at the beginning?
I don't think so. I thought it was just like, it's Halloween. It was on the CD, but not the movie. I don't know. Crazier things have happened.
Speaking of Nightmare Before Christmas, I have sad Henry Selick news. They're working on a movie at their studio Cinderbiter, and Disney pulled the plug on it. It's been in production.
What was it about?
I don't know if they were doing Neil Gaiman's The Graveyard Book or if it was something else. But like I have friends who work on it, and just today Disney was like, I don't know exactly what it was. It was like they weren't going to meet their deadline or something happened, but they just
saw Paranorman and they're like, we've got to stop.
I don't know, yeah. So it's this project that just like...
That's unfortunate, wow.
Yeah, I don't hear about that happen too often. San Francisco. Yeah, and I'd heard a lot about the studio building up, and I was getting really excited for it because I think this was going to be their first...
Was it stop motion?
Yeah, stop mo.
Damn, you think now would be the time because it's like, lots more stop motion out there. Yeah. Oh, he didn't move over to Paranorman. He was...
No, he started his own studio. Yeah.
Well, thanks a lot, Disney.
I know. I'm kind
Disney's all like, we're making the Paper Man. It's revolutionary. And now they're like, stop motion. Who needs that?
Yeah.
Is that Lasseter?
Maybe. Yeah, so I'm bummed out by that.
Oh. Could they at least like... That's, like, how far did they get, though? Like, did they, like, start shooting, or was it just
I thought there was some animation that was being done, but I guess not far enough to meet whatever release they had.
Andrew Murray
might have more details.
He still has the option to take it to another studio and sell it, but he doesn't save the jobs that have been cut.
Yeah.
Well, because basically, as soon as you've been cut, you're back looking for work. So
exactly.
It's like, even if you did open again, half these people would already be like, I'm committed, I've got another job.
There's not a whole lot of stop-mo places in America to work at. I mean, you're already on that coast, so you could try Leica, but...
Well, I assume a lot of people are going to Leica now because of the movie. It's been like, holy crap. I think they still have the option to take the project elsewhere too. I guess.
Yeah, I had heard that. So hopefully that works out.
Is it the mouse didn't improve? Anyway.
Yeah. Oh no.
Yeah. Oh no. I'm curious about that. I don't know about it. The whole Paperman thing's interesting because it's like a short. I don't know if it's intended to like go in front of something.
I think it is though.
Or if it's just on its own. But there's all these behind the scenes and stuff they're releasing where it's just like this guy talking about it, and they don't show any footage. He's like, oh yeah, I wrote this thing when I used to live in New York, and sometimes you see a broad, and you're like, hey, well, we had a thing going.
They have those in New York, do they?
Sometimes these dames on legs, you know what I'm saying? You don't buy it, I'm like, hey, don't buy it. So I wrote this animation. I'm like, okay, that's an interesting story. Can I see some of the footage? No. Yeah, mook. I'm like,
okay.
Anyway.
So does Dame.
You can never have enough stop motion, says TV Dinner. Yes! Nope. I'm just going to keep saying Paranorman, because honestly, it's so good.
Yeah.
If you guys just join us now, go see Paranorman like tomorrow, whenever it comes out. Speaking of seeing things, I saw I had mail, so I brought it along with me.
Yeah, I saw you had that. What is it?
Yay!
Is it a poster? It's a poster.
Oh, sure.
Well, you gotta show us.
Actually, let's take a look-see, Lou. It's actually from Double Fine.
Oh!
Ooh, what's this?
Double Fine stuff.
Yay! Look, I got me a Double Fine adventure package
and
a little bin
perks?
here. I got myself my Double Fine t-shirt.
Hey!
Oh my! And it says adventure. I can't read it, it's so dark. Adventure t-shirt. And I got a poster in here somewhere. This is from, of course, the Double Fine Kickstarter for their adventure game.
That is lovely.
And I proudly supported it because I love me some Tim Schafer and some the other guy.
Other fellas.
Monkey Island, Day of the Tentacle, friggin' Sam and Max, all that good stuff. That's my childhood, so I had to support them. I haven't actually been following up on them though, like, cause I've like done a bunch of different Kickstarters lately, and they have different passwords.
Yeah,
to
actually,
access
I just got like a Kickstarter today that I forgot I donated to. Was the Little Heart comic anthology for marriage equality. It's so cute and little.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, it's a really nicely made book. Looking forward to reading that tonight. But yeah, it's like I donate to so many of them that stuff will just show up in the mail, and I'm like, oh!
I donated to this.
Excellent. Kind of like people waiting on commissions from me.
Oh,
hey, what's this email a year later?
Trying to think of a Bane line involving commissions where it's like, you've got commissions!
I'm so surprised he's so jolly.
He is a pretty jolly fellow. It's like, I don't know if it's supposed to be an artistic thing where it's like, oh, I see, his crazy voice is unsettling because he's a big beefy man. I'm like, really?
I mean, that worked really well in Roger Rabbit when you had the high-pitched
voice.
voice.
No, that was terrifying in Roger Rabbit. It's like, yeah, he's kind of silly. And
oh, Bane.
Oh, Bane.
The music's like...
Stop taking over Gotham, Bane. Don't do that.
Oh, Bane.
Bane. Always doing that. What a guy. Basically, they had to give Bane something to do, because pretty much all he ever did was break Batman's back in the comics.
Spoilers!
Like, in the comics, dude.
Spoilers.
Dude, it was like a big event. It was all like...
Spoiler!
Oh my god,
So,
Batman
I wasn't
back.
following Batman, but that's all I knew about what was going on.
I've been enjoying the Double Fine documentary each month.
Ooh,
it's a subscription.
Nice.
Yeah, I should be, but I keep forgetting all my passwords, because I did it like through Amazon or something, and then I made a new password, and I don't know.
It's the same as your Amazon.
The Double Fine thing's really confusing. Like, it's, I don't know. I'll have to double check.
Tim Schafer fixed it.
Tim, send me the video links, dude. Because it's like, yeah, you gotta watch this video. Meh. What else be going on? What time is it? We started when?
It's 10 o'clock.
9? 10 o'clock. Oh, we go a bit longer. You guys going to Fan Expo says, Andrew Murray.
Yes. Well, I am. Are you?
I don't know. And that's my answer.
Yeah, it's
so Fan Expo's our big convention. It's like Comic-Con light. It's a lot of the same, like kind of, you'll see a lot of the same vendors, and a lot of also big names are going to be there too.
Like
what
me.
we got this year? I think Stanley's coming by. I think Patrick Stewart's going to be here.
I think I heard Patrick Stewart canceled.
Well, I'm definitely not. I brought a copy of Christmas Carol for him.
Yeah.
I was going to ask him if he could read it in front of the crowd.
Can I get a bagon?
Everyone sit down for 2 hours.
Oh, gosh.
Did you actually watch that thing from Funny or Die? With the Olympics and Patrick Stewart as a ticket scalper?
No, it was made specifically for it.
Yeah, it's... No, I don't know if it was made for the Olympics, but it's
Simon Pegg.
It's got Simon Pegg, and the girl from Game of Thrones is in it.
Which one?
Ari?
Arya?
Yeah, she's in it as like his assistant. It's pretty funny. If you haven't seen it yet, it's hilarious.
I'll watch that after this.
It's the scene. The last scene with Simon Pegg is amazing. I just love. I won't spoil it because it's great funny. But yeah, is her name Mace Williams? Ari? Mace. She was amazing though. Like she basically watching season 2 of Game of Thrones. I was like, boo, Jon Snow. Boo, everyone, except for Tyrion and Arya.
They are my favorites.
Because their 2 storylines were my favorite to follow. Everyone else, I hated them all.
You hated Jon Snow?
Yeah, that guy. He's the worst. No, he's a great actor and he's a pretty boy. But, like, his character is such a jerk. Where it's always like,
mopey
I want to be the Night Watch. I want to be this and that. But he does everything in his power to not be like the Night Watch. He's constantly like, but the Night Watch stick together. I don't want to stick together. I'm Jon Snow.
Rules don't apply to him.
It says right here, Jon Snow, deal with it. And it's like, alright, you gotta kill these guys or else they're gonna endanger the little camp. I'm Jon Snow, I don't do things like that. And I'm like, dude, why do you want to rule things? Ugh.
He doesn't want to rule.
Yeah, he does. He's like, I want to be the leader of the Night Watch.
He wants
honor. If you want to lead, boy, learn to follow. And I'm like, oh, that's what he needs to hear. Yeah, and then it goes out the other ear and he's like, hey, I'm Jon Snow.
He's a young fool. He's a young
Runs around the woods, finding love. That guy. He's a schmuck, that guy. I'm actually more interested in his friend Sam because his story's more compelling. I do like Sam a lot. Yeah. He's this kind of awkward guy, but he's got a good heart, just like the other Sam. Goes with the company. But in Arya's story, I'm like, oh my god, she has the guy who's like, the lady gives the man a name. I'm like, oh, and then she's serving the guy who's running the other army, and I'm like, oh, she's right under his nose. He doesn't even know when he reveals he's been a father figure, but he's also a tyrant. Oh, the layers. This show!
You watching it?
This is me watching. I'm flailing on the couch. Like, I can't handle this show. And then it cuts to, like, freaking what's-her-face. And she's all like, oh, I get to love Joffrey. I'm like, oh, but then later on, I finally started getting into what she's talking about. Because originally I hate her. But then I see she's compelling. And I'm like, oh. And then Littlefinger's all like, oh, you'll survive us all. I'm like, oh, you said that to her.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Who else do I like? And then she's like, my dragons. I'm like, no.
No dragons.
She didn't win me this season. I'm sorry. No dragons.
Give her a chance.
Though that one scene in that weird dream world that really got me, though. I was crying. Weeping. Openly weeping. And tears.
Yeah.
Oh, it was sad. If you haven't watched Game of Thrones yet, you guys definitely gotta check it out. How do we get to this topic? Alright, yes, she's really good in that sketch on
Olympics.
Funny or Die. So check out Patrick Stewart at funnyordie.com. It's a great little sketch. It's silly. It's a bit of silly business.
Nice.
Proto Wilson's saying, man, you should do the DVD cover review. Cover review?
What's that?
I don't know, like, I look at the cover and I yell about it, being like, look at Sean Payne, Simon Bean, whatever his name is. Simon Bean? Sean Bean? Sean Bean! Sean Bean! Just sitting there. Look at him! I guess that's what I do. Yeah, I know, though, definitely not of the cover. I don't even say cover review. Maybe that goes on the cover. So it'd be like, as Shaggy says,
you hear how long that was, though? Like, that doesn't fit on a cover. How do you, like, make the pitch sound for the height? How shrill your rants get.
If I ever get a DVD or... Honestly, alright, next, if one of you guys could write me a frantic review of Silly Kingdom Book 2, I'll put on the cover as, like, Proto Wilson says,
Wait, what? We'll discuss this.
It's like, Andrew Murray says, what a fine piece of literature. Proto Wilson says,
This you say.
Shaggy says, Proto Wilson says. Silly Kingdom Book 2!
Oh my god!
That would be the best! It's like, this guy's just losing it. Tom Beck says, how would you write that? It's like, however you believe you could. Clearly, it's A-G-U, G-A-B-A-G,
a lot of U's,
F-P-H-A-T.
One's an exclamation mark.
Yeah. And a Z at the end for good measure.
Yeah.
And a silent Q. So that's Silly Kingdom, the review. I'll have what he's having. Hey, Sarah. You're having a commission, so you have more than enough. Huh. Right? Let's jump back to Carrot Cow. Turkey gobbles is Proto Wilson's
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Exactly. Jumping over to Lobster.
Lionfish.
Exactly.
Yeah. You can still talk over drawing.
I don't know. Whenever the things get serious when you start drawing, I'm like, oh.
You just kind of look at it. You're like, oh, that's drawing cam. Anyway, back to face.
I'm just more concerned that the camera's going to freeze at some point. Everyone's going to be all disappointed.
It froze. Like, oh no, it didn't.
No, see.
I'm just not sure people can see the blue.
There they go.
See, now we're like bringing it down a little bit. Everybody relax. Go to your corner for 5 minutes.
Calm down. No more Game of Thrones talk. Let's go back talk about Phantom and get all depressed. No more talk of darkness.
What else has happened this week? Our last week was a pretty busy week.
Yeah, like, I don't know.
Oh, I finished my in-house contract.
Hey!
Yeah, back to freelancing. It was fun. It was fun times.
Yeah, it was.
I enjoyed it.
It was a good time.
Yeah.
Are you able to talk about anything you did? Or is
I am actually. Before I didn't think I did.
Oh, son!
Okay, I was working on
Things getting real.
I was working on a movie.
Let's go to Katie.
I was working on a Barbie movie.
What? Are you allowed to say that?
Yep, I'm allowed to say it. It's called A Ponytail. It's about horses. And it's the longest project I've worked on so far. I'm usually working on like a half-hour episodes, but this was like a 70 to 90-minute movie, so...
Yes.
Yeah, it'll be out next autumn, and it's super cute.
It's on DVD.
It will be directly to DVD, and my crew was excellent. I was working with Svetlana Shmokova. Dang it, she's awesome. She's really great.
We're good friends.
We're good friends. We're going to Wonderland.
What? You're going to Wonderland?
Yeah, we're going to Wonderland.
When's that?
Soon. And she does a lot of really cool manga comics. She does DramaCon and Night School.
Girl.
And then TK, or Teak from the internet, Tara Lawis, who's amazing artist. So good. And it was a great treat to work on the project because I got to work with these ladies and they're so talented. And it was fun just to be in-house on a team. So, yeah, that was pretty much July until end of August. Pretty much I got the job right before we were going to go to Comic-Con. And when I went in for the interview, I was like, I don't know if I'm going to take this because I want to go to Comic-Con. And then I was like, I can't say no to a movie project. It's awful. But I learned a lot and I had good fun on it. Yeah, so that should be out next autumn, but now I'm back to TV freelancing from home. So I've got a lot of board stuff to get through. Yeah, busy, super busy.
Nice.
It's hard to see what you prefer though, because people would ask, like, do you prefer being in studio or being at home? And they both have the pluses. And they both have things that are like, oh, I prefer this over the other. Like, right now, it's great being able to make my own hours.
Oh, I love that.
Again, like, you saw how exhausted I was.
When I was unemployed forever, it was great. Because I can schedule my days.
Well, I'm not unemployed. I'm just working my own hours.
Oh, okay. Andrew Mellow says donuts tomorrow.
Yeah, we're going on a donut run.
Are we though?
Yeah.
I don't know if I can wake up for that.
Back Alley Donuts.
What time do I have to be there?
It opens at 8. You sells out by 8:30.
What time do I have to get up then? Opens at 8?
Yeah.
Sells out by 8:30? Basically, there's a place I know in Ontario. There's this shop, this bar, if you will, restaurant, that only on Thursdays at the crack of 8 in the morning, they sell donuts for half an hour, and everyone who misses the donuts the first time buys huge boxes of them the next time, so that we, in turn, don't get any, and then have to buy boxes the next time. The culture continues. Yeah. So it's this kind of back alley donuts. And then it's just a race
to who gets first in line. We'll just buy all the donuts.
So back alley donuts is happening. I guess it would be better to go sooner before it gets too popular, and it's just not possible.
Yeah, they're pretty good, too. They're tasty.
We're gonna get like a big box, just like sit in the curb, like, oh.
Yeah, like, I'm not even enjoying this. I just don't want you to have it.
I don't want other people to have it. It's my master plan, Mr. Wayne.
You can't fit donuts in there.
Donuts.
Shove it through my mouth, great.
Arms gnomes, Mr. Wayne. Oh, no. Sounds like Seinfeld's soup guy.
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
The soup Nazi?
Is that how he sold it out back?
No, actually, they're really nice. They just run out really quickly. Because there's only so many of them, and people stock up.
Oh, yeah, now that I finally got paid, I want to go to the Chicken and Donuts restaurant out east.
I'll take you there, too, yeah.
We gotta go. I haven't been yet, but it's chicken and donuts on the menu. All that's on the menu. It's great.
Fried chicken and donuts.
Apparently that place is also stupid popular. Apparently Toronto's going through this whole, like, renaissance.
Well, it's weird, because everyone's like, it used to be cupcakes, and now it's all about donuts. I'm like, is there a trend? I get excited when there's new pastry.
I think it was, like, poutine, cupcakes, donuts. The next is going to be, like, peanut butter curry, or something like that.
Oh.
That sounds good. Actually, I had sticky rice last night with a peanut butter sauce. It was fantastic.
Actually, we went to that Kenzo ramen place, and that was really fun.
Yes.
I think that was
you went to...
the first time I've had official ramen, maybe.
I think the first time I had was New York at...
Actually, you know what? We had some in LA with
called?
Kazoo and Jason. And Amy.
No, I was in New York before that, I think. It's named after the beer, Sparrows.
Sapporo.
Not Sparrows, but Sapporo.
Sapporo.
Yes. And it was like a restaurant in the business district, and that was pure ramen, where like you get in, get your ramen,
like a little
get the
booth?
hell out.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't a booth. It was like, you know, like restaurants where it's like, oh, here's your table. It's like, sit somewhere.
Yeah.
Sit beside each other.
Oh yeah.
There's no room for privacy. I'm like, all right, ramen.
Yeah, the takoyaki was really good at this place too.
Yeah.
The octopus
Did you
ball.
get the cheese in? Wait, you're talking about Kenzo. I thought you were talking about the other place.
Kenzo was good.
Yeah, no, there's Kenzo, but there's another place that's even more authentic.
Oh, we gotta check that out.
That's in Baldwin Street.
That was great because it was like a Friday after work and I was exhausted and I don't remember why I was going up to see you. I think
because you didn't want to be in the house.
Oh, I was home alone all week, and I get really creeped out by ghosts when I'm home alone.
You know all the ghosts in our house?
Suddenly every scary thing that you're like, that's stupid. When you're home alone, it's like, oh my god, there's ghosts everywhere. And like prowlers and raccoons.
Prowlers.
So we ended up. I just went up to the Labyrinth bookstore on Bloor just to look around and spending so much money on art books.
We also found out the cool guy was leaving that day. I'm glad we went there.
It's good you went to see your friend.
Like I kind of chat with him once in a while, but that was his last day working at he's heading off to other things. I'm like, I'll never see him again.
Yeah, we'll see him around.
He was a ray of sunshine in that stuff. I'm saying, it's like, it's so nice. He always played the good music. He played like the Smash Bros soundtrack while we were shopping, and you're like, I'm in a comic shop and the Smash Bros Orchestra soundtrack's playing. That's wonderful. That's
really cute.
Or the Final Fantasy.
Yeah, that was really nice.
He was a good guy. Glad we went in there. Bought lots of comics and
we bought a lot of art books.
Well, you started your account, so you get points.
Yeah, you get free art books if you buy a certain amount of art books. So
I finally used up the last of my points from New Year's. Like Boxing Week, you get triple points at this shop, and I had $120 I stretched all year long because I just go in and buy a $13 comic under my points card, and I'm like, free comics every day. That's amazing. But yeah, I finally cashed it. I was actually just using it on all these other people. Like a friend of mine would come over. And I'm like, want a comic? Let's go get you one. Here you go.
They're like, oh, no, but let's go.
You always wanted this? Here, I have an Assassin's Creed comic.
Yeah, I really do love it in there. There's a lot of awesome selection.
Yeah, this is, of course, Labyrinth we're talking about.
Yes.
Originally, they used to be a traveling art book shop that would go to the university.
The Animation Roadshow.
Yeah, they show up at Sheridan. They show up Seneca. They showed up a bunch of places.
Ottawa Animation Festival.
Yeah, they always have a table at Fan Expo too, usually. And they're the guys who go to find all the nice French import art books and stuff and comics and things. And definitely a shop. If you like Doctor Who, definitely a shop worth checking out because they like Doctor Who too. So you can go check that out. The Silver Snail also has a lot of Doctor Who stuff. Speaking of which, Silver Snail is moving this weekend, this Saturday, 9 a.m. They're starting their move over to their new location. They've been around for 36 years or so on Queen Street West, but that building is decrepit and falling apart. So they got to move, and they're moving to Young. I guess it's called what's it called? Something Young Street. I don't know. It's that big building with this.
It's right by the mall, right?
Yeah, but it's called 5 Young. I don't know. Yeah, it's that building. It has movie theater and stuff. And the movie theater recently changed. It used to be an AMC, and now it got bought up by Cineplex. So things are really confusing over there. But they're moving over there now. Saturday is the move, and I think if you sign up to help out, you get a T-shirt and a coupon and stuff. So I'm definitely doing that this Saturday. Helping. When have you ever helped a comic shop move? You never do that. So why not? So come on out if you can. Maybe write them if you haven't yet. And you're in Toronto. Saturday morning. Silver Snail's moving. Be a part of comic history.
Yeah. That's the first comic shop we ever went to in Toronto.
Yeah.
We used to come all the way up and
yep.
I loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be different, but they're going to have a coffee shop in it now too. So you can have coffee and comics.
And little bat lattes with Batman symbols and
stuff. Yeah, they would do that. They'd probably they get guest artists to show up and draw in your coffee product. Yeah. It's
that would be great. It's like Darwin Cook's here.
Yeah, Darwin here is serving coffee. We're doing 1 and 5. Really, what the hell? You guys, do you pay him for this? He might do a Q&A. I don't know. He's got dishes to clean after. Guys, it's not what you do. It's not nice. Man. I was like, can I do the Q&A now? It was like, those cups need cleaning, Darwin.
Q stands for...
Quicker.
Quick.
Asshole. I don't know. The Q&A, I don't know.
It's awful.
Well, snail. Why would you do that?
Oh, naughty snail.
But basically, yeah, so you can go see your comic book movie and then be so inspired and just go downstairs and buy a comic right there and there. Yeah. Or a TV at Future Shop, whatever. Whatever suits you. It's there. I can assume, because, even now, Silver Snail wasn't too far from the theater, from the Scotia Bank Theater.
Yeah.
Paramount, whatever you want to call it. But they didn't really do too many tie-ins. But I believe if they're in the exact same building, they've got to be like, hey guys, let's do a little thing. Friggin' Avengers 2 is coming out. Yeah. Let's friggin' host the Avengers party at the Silver Snail. That's right in the theater at midnight. That's insane. Having that accessibility. Mm-hmm. That's unprecedented.
Bums me out because now I have no reason to go to that neck of the woods
anymore. Oh yeah, I'm done with Queen Street.
Because it used to be I'd go get comics and I guess I'll go buy some clothes. And then, but now it's there's no reason.
Begrudgingly go to H&M and get a cute pair of shoes.
I guess I should get some nice clothing. But now it's the comics aren't there, so why should I go there?
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Now I just won't buy any clothes.
I'm done.
All my old stuff. Just rags and comics.
I don't know, because it's basically the Bathurst and Bloor area now. I guess now the comic scene in Toronto has become a lot more condensed, interestingly enough. The edge of the Annex in Koreatown is the Guyland and Labyrinth. You want to do Cave Cam?
Yeah. Axera, I've done a second one. Lionfish Mermaid. Ooh.
Hey,
Number
mermaid.
2.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll be scanning this and sending it to you tonight. Woo.
There you go.
Although it's on a bit of an angle. Lionfish. Yeah. Alright, next one.
Andrew Murray's trying to cause trouble.
What's up, Andrew Murray?
What are you doing, Andrew?
What's he doing?
You're trying to bring Oklahoma into our lives.
Andrew Murray, we already went there. Don't.
You've already been there, Andrew Murray.
Don't set him off. He's in a good mood.
Already been there, Andrew Murray.
Why?
I don't have any other references. I'm trying to think. Somebody has the trigger, and I'm not telling who. I'm Bane.
Wasn't that in the second movie where there were the two ships were gonna...
Yeah, the movie really reuses a lot of stuff.
Remember this?
It's all these, like...
Oh, does Scarecrow come back?
I'm not saying nothing.
Oh, because Cillian Murphy is pretty...
He was pretty silly. He was really good in, oh, God. Going back to Inception. That scene when they open the safe
it's the thing.
and the music,
and it's like,
I am bawling in the theater. Like, that was
cry.
so... Like, honestly, that's one of the greatest build-up moments in a movie ever.
Ever?
I'm honest. Like, the mix of the music and the moment and the safe and the opening and the tears and the music and the... Then it gets all quiet and you're like... And he goes, and everything's still in slow motion and people are falling. And you're like, my God, Inception.
Yeah.
Like, this is why they just threw him the keys and be like, you want to make a weird-ass Batman movie? Go for it.
I'll let it.
Condoned. And I'm like, you should have stopped at Inception.
Condoned. We condone it all.
Because damn, that Inception's good times. I gotta get that soundtrack. God, that piece is so good.
It doesn't sound so good.
It's not as good coming from me, but like in my mind I'm hearing...
Oh, you're getting, you have all the backups.
Yeah, I have everything. Good joke.
It's not just some guy.
You got to use a bit of imagination! Boom. That was from the movie.
Bane?
No, yeah, Bane says to... Well, no, not Bane, but that guy in Inception goes... Joseph Gordon-Levitt! Got to use a grenade launcher! Boom. Imagination, darling! He said something like that. I don't know. I haven't seen Inception in a while. Clearly, it's been a while. But, like, Joseph Gordon-Levitt kills in that movie. First of all, he's dressed really snazzy. He's got, like, the suspenders and, like, the shirt because he took the coat off, presumably. And probably threw the hat like this. Went on a coat rack. And he's floating around hallways and punching dudes. I'm like, dude, this guy.
Keep an eye on this guy.
Keep an eye on this kid. He's going places. And then he did 500 Days of Summer.
You don't like that one?
Actually, I did. I just hate the little girl in it.
The little girl.
I'm done.
Chloe, she's good.
No, not as an actress, just as a horrible character.
Oh, you don't like smart know-it-all
I don't like smart know-it-all characters like, older brother, it's called sex! And I'm like, go away. It's a date! You should be kissing with tongue! I'm like, you 8-year-old piece of crap. Leave.
What? She's helping.
I don't like you. You gotta put a hole in the popcorn bag!
No, that didn't happen.
She's basically doing that.
That's terrible.
I hate her.
Who would do... That's hot.
What?
Popcorn's hot.
No, what are you talking
What are you thinking? Why else did you put a hole in the popcorn? I don't know why else you do that.
Alright, yeah, that's fine. That's perfect. That's my review of 500 Days of Summer. But it had a really good dance sequence, and the split screen sequence near the end is so damn accurate. It's genius.
Oh yeah, that
it's a very honestly like it's a great movie. Like a lot of people bang on it for being like, oh, the pixie dream girl, and she turns him around by playing the penis game in the park or whatever. I'm serious, it actually happened. They yell, they do quirky things.
I like that. That part made me laugh.
Yeah, but everyone's getting on like all this like,
I think it's because the manic pixie thing people are seeing everywhere. But I mean, you also see the sullen, like you see all kinds of character types. Just maybe this one's pretty new. But
she's actually a lot like Mr. Big from Sex and the City when you really think about it, because Mr. Big was originally dating what's her face, Miranda or Carrie.
Were you about to say horse?
Carrie. And then he's like, oh, I don't want to marry you, and he leaves her. But then he goes to marry this other girl, and Carrie's all like, and she doesn't like it. And then,
obviously.
And that's basically what Zooey Deschanel does in 500 Days of Summer, because she's like, I don't want to get serious,
okay, well, relationship
then she goes and marries a guy.
No, it's because she's not in
just
love.
Like
she's not in love with him.
So she's not a pixie dream girl. She's Mr. Big.
Okay, fine.
I conclude.
All right. She's Mr. Big.
I conclude.
All right.
She's Mrs. Big.
The pixie dream girl thing is just kind of like quirky girl character, which I guess she plays in that TV show I haven't seen.
Oh, where she's like neighbors with a bunch of guys.
Yeah, and I think that might overdo it.
Seems more like an anime.
I've seen people's reviews where it's like, oh, I'm so quirky, but like also ridiculously cute and like.
See, here's the problem: is you're not allowed to say that. Now, a lot of people watch that documentary trailer with what's her face with the whipped cream breasts. What's her name?
Katy Perry?
There you go, Katy Perry.
The whipped cream.
And a lot of people were like, yeah, because she says that line, she's like, thanks for liking my weirdness.
Oh, that was cute.
And you think that was cute, but I sit there being like, no, you're not allowed to say that. Because you're like, I'm weird, right, guys? I'm like, no. You be weird, but you never address it. Because there's a difference. Because if you're self-aware weird, then that's too much intent.
No, but you know... if you don't fit in, exactly. Because that was what they said at the beginning of the Paranorman screening. They're like, this is a movie about weird kids made by weird kids. You know? And I thought that was nice. Because it is people that feel kind of like the oddballs. But like, and then you just kind of embrace your oddness. Because everybody's weird in their own way.
Oh, yeah.
But it's
just
like...
I don't like people use that as a selling point.
No, but I think it's...
phrases like random, weird, and quirky. When people say, I'm just a quirky writer. Am I right, guys? It's kind of like...
but I think
you don't say it, though. You let people say it about you.
Okay.
Like, it's cute sometimes, but it's like, you gotta embrace it, but not sell it, kind of thing. You know? So like, hey guys, I'm a silly goose. And then you're like, well, there's that guy who thinks he's a silly goose. You know, I'd rather people say that guy's a silly goose versus
well, I mean, that's like anything. Any way you describe yourself. It's like, do you say you're a good writer or I'm just a writer? Like, you can say I'm a good writer, but I don't want to say
Why would I say that? That's awful.
Well, I'm not a writer, but like, no. But I mean, like, you know, if you find someone said you're a good writer, but you don't want to be like, I'm a great drawer. But at the same time, I don't want to be like, I suck, because then it's like, well, why do you want to hire me? But,
Probably Wilson says it's a bit of a nod to the camera, right there, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
so like,
okay.
It's like, I'm weird and wacky.
But, I mean,
like, I would never say that.
She's there as a.
I'm the most serious person.
Maybe she's there as like a role model for weird, so it's like kind of embracing stuff that's not the norm.
I guess. I don't know. It's packaging it too much when you're able to say it. Like, the unspoken is magical, you know?
Well, we could all just not talk about anything. It would be just so honest.
This riveting documentary where we're like, shut up about that, man.
No, think about that, because language, as soon as you try to pin something down, it's like you're not quite...
Well, no. My whole thing is more like, it's just one of those things with me, where I just like it better when you can say something about someone, but when they say it about themselves, it's too much like, that's right, I'm perpetuating, like, it's like, this is what I want you to think of me. Mm-hmm. You know, I want you to think I'm the weird guy. It's like, well, then you're trying too hard. Like, I want you just to be weird. Mm-hmm. And then I'm like, well, that's a weird fella. As opposed to, oh, that's that guy who says he's weird, so I guess I should agree with him. Because it adds that extra layer of, you know, as opposed to you having an opinion of something, when someone tells you what the opinion should be, and you're like, oh, I guess he is what he said he is, versus, he is that. I made that really complicated. But it's kind of like that. Show, don't tell us this to you now, right there.
Yeah, I can get that.
Show us your weirdness. Don't tell us that you're weird.
I get that. I just thought it was a cute line.
Yes, and I just ruined it for everyone.
Yeah.
Look at me.
And if you like it, you're a weirdo, but not in a good way.
No, that's fine. It'll be weird. Gotta do your thing. Jump around. Sing.
At the same time, if you're going to define yourself, you're not going to be like, I am the cutting edge of everything that's hip. It's like, you're kind of off.
She said that with a straight face. That would be my favorite interview. Just like...
Yeah.
I am what's in, damn it!
I feel like you're just crazy.
It's like, alright. So, alright, prime example. Let's go back to Fifth Element, because we love that movie. What was the name of the radio host? And say it how he would say it?
Damn it.
Oh, what was his name? Chris Tucker.
Someone yell it out. What's the name of Chris Tucker's character? It's Ruby.
Ruby Rod?
Ruby!
Yeah, because he never said anything about himself. He was always like... He wasn't like, I'm eccentric. I'm crazy.
Well, yeah, as soon as someone says they're crazy,
exactly.
Yeah, okay, I see that.
So he just kind of came on going, come on. Like Ruby was just insane, eccentric weirdo, but he never like stopped and said it to like, Cubby, I have to tell you something. Thanks for appreciating my weirdness, Cubby.
Yeah, but he's a character.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Mm-hmm. I see.
Exactly.
All right, you made your point.
I made my points, and I won this round of debating worthless information.
Okay.
So, own what you got. But, like, when you start
But don't tell anyone about it.
Don't tell me what
Own it quietly.
Own it to yourself. That's my message.
We're not in the business of sharing.
This ain't no business of show.
No wonder people end up so confused.
Bane never said that. He was like, I'm a kooky weirdo.
That's why he was a bad guy. Okay, yeah.
That's why he owned it.
He was a
kooky weirdo. He never told Bruce, because Bruce figured it out.
Maybe if he told him, he wouldn't have taken himself so seriously.
Bruce got a couple clues. He was a weirdo.
Yeah.
Wear a silly mask.
So does Bruce.
Oh, but the difference, though, is Bruce Wayne leaves the mouth open and he yells, and Bane covers his mouth but shows his face, which is the truth.
Oh.
Wait, Batman hides his face and yells the truth. And
do they make that line, or are you...
No, I think someone said it, or I figured it out because I'm a damn genius. One or the other.
That is kind of clever.
It's well, if you look at them, that's the difference.
Is it clever if you
He's
say
like,
it's clever?
I'll show you my face. I just stopped doing that.
Yes.
And then Bruce was like, I'm a mouth.
Who did he just turn into?
I don't know what's going on in this movie, but it's pretty weird. So that was Batman. That was Dark Knight Rises.
Oh, man.
It's gonna be rad. Yeah, I'll definitely say I enjoyed Fifth Element more than Batman. Okay.
It's a fun movie.
That's on my bar. So right now, Fifth Element is far superior than Dark Knight Rises.
This is your top...
Yeah, my
10.
top
50?
I don't really have a top. Oh, shoot, we've been meaning to do this for a while.
The Pixar top?
The Pixar top 10 list. Or actually, it's not even 10, it's just top Pixar list. I bring this up because, as you all may know, Monster University is coming out. We're all looking forward to that. We explained it. Like, I'm no hater before I see the truth, but like I'm watching that trailer and it's just I have a few problems with it. Where it's just like
they sound like they're like 80. They're going to
yeah, my problem is like we got these college kids who sound like they're 70-year-old men who are just tired and bored with life already. Because he's like, I love college. It's gonna be so fun. And I love John Goodman. He's amazing. He's excellent in everything he does, of course. But especially as the air conditioning school head of air conditioning at Greendale and Community. He's incredible.
Is he? I haven't seen that.
He's excellent. But I'm just watching this trailer. It's you got to bring back John Goodman and the other Billy Crystal because they're great. But it's just like it's so weird when it's just like this college story is about UT-ness. And it's like, this is college. Mike Wazowski. You're a disco ball. Oh. That's kind of what I get from the trailer.
Right.
And it's just so kind of weird. And then I put it into more context, and I'm like, all right, this is a Disney movie. Let's just step to the side a second. Disney also releases Gravity Falls, which is the greatest show ever made. And it's got a lot of funny stuff and stuff that I think pushes the boundary for Disney content, which is amazing that they do it. And it's great. But I'm watching this, I'm just like, college is usually, like, any college movie is usually about debauchery and, like, beer shot or the upside down. Like, I can't imagine, unless there's some, like, non-alcoholic reference to, like, Mike
Monster
doing
juice.
beer pong or being held above the knot keg.
Yeah.
Or they own it and they do it entirely and blows my mind, being like, they went for it. But I don't know, it's like, I feel like that's going to be the challenge for Pixar to make a college film, where college is usually about, like, they can make as many references to Animal House as they want, but how genuine is it going to be if it's not owning it? It's going to be kind of like light version, like let's do root beer pong.
Yeah.
And it's like I doubt they do that. Like
it's probably like slime juice and stuff because they're monsters. But even so, it's like, isn't that alcoholish?
I don't know.
You're
I'm curious.
Referencing it.
I'm very curious of that to see how they pull that off. So I'm curious, but this leads us to the Pixar list, and everyone has their list, and it's a purely pretentious thing because websites always do that every time a new Pixar movie comes out. It's like, let's have our Pixar top 10. But we all have our Pixar tops, and I figure at some point we should say it, let it be known, and you guys probably have yours, so you can start from the bottom if you like, or you can start from the top and work your way down. And I will throw it out there that you can have side favorites, because some movies, the first half is awesome.
I know exactly
and
what you're talking about.
The latter half you don't care much for. So let's go for it. My top three, let's save that for last. So rounding out the bottom, of course, we got Cars 2.
Yeah.
Cars 1.
Which you and I saw on the plane.
Katie saw it without audio. I saw it with, and we had the same reaction. I said Ratatouille had alcohol. Okay, 1 point towards Monster.
Yeah, they had wine when you totally
1 point towards Monster College University. They had wine, so I'm corrected. Maybe they will do beer shots and Was it navel shot? How does it work? Is it belly button shot?
I don't.
You pour it.
I didn't go to that kind of college.
We were drawing kitty cats.
We were drawing we had the cat wall where you drew really bad.
Oh my god, alright. This also brings me to another point. I did want to make my Monster University bingo card where I have all the things I think are going to happen into it. And one of them, which I swear will for sure happen, is someone's going to make reference to an energy crisis. It's going to be someone protesting on the lawn of the university being like, we're running out of screens, and then Mike will be like, that's never going to happen. Right? Yeah, that's right. We'll never have an energy crisis.
Where's the next party?
But on top of that, if they did have alcohol in Ratatouille, then I want like a monster with 20 belly buttons doing like 20 belly button shots for everyone. And that would be great. So that's now on my bingo card. Thank you, TV Dinner, for that visual I did not need. Hey guys, the party's just starting.
It's the belly monster.
He slowly starts pouring alcohol into each belly button.
Ew, you put it in your belly button?
It's pouring. There's no music. It's quiet. And the scene goes uncomfortably long. And we're sitting there in the theater looking.
I'm picturing the way this thing's shot.
Like, Lassiter, why is the shot getting closer every time? It's like... That's my disturbing image for the day. We got Weebot15 saying also, hi!
Hi, Weebot!
Do any of the monsters have belly buttons? Does Aladdin have nipples?
No.
So there's your answer.
But King Trident does.
He's got the biggest.
He's got enough for the both of them.
He's got enough for every Disney male.
Wait, Tarzan does.
Does he? He had to. He's a man.
Yeah.
Aladdin was a boy. Nippleless boy. The nippleless thief.
Nipples are...
That's what he was known as throughout town.
He was born without nipples.
He was like, he has no parents and no nipples.
It's like, this is awful, but it's like you have the kids with like the blindfolds on, like with the cups, and he's there with like the no nipples in the cup.
What?
Because he doesn't have nipples, and that's why he's begging.
That's awful.
Some kids are like, yeah, that's terrible. That's weird.
He does have fists for nipples.
Oh my god.
No, he wouldn't. Once again, watch Gravity Falls.
Yeah, that's
best show on TV.
Such a funny scene.
We saw the clip with the dolphin.
Oh, so good.
But back to Pixar. No, he has tridents.
Nice.
Zappo. Man, that last scene in Little Mermaid, though, when Ariel says goodbye, Daddy.
I know.
It is sad. That's some emotion. Anyway,
and then they had to have a sequel.
Yeah. Ariel in space. But.
Yeah, I wish.
So, Pixar list, you know, we could give valid reason, too. Like, Cars... You know, I appreciate the first Cars. I know the kids love the Cars because it's like Cars with faces. Like Thomas owned that market forever, and then Cars kind of kicked them off the tracks. You know what I'm saying? Because anything that has wheels, kids love in the first place. You drive around with it. You give them faces, you're good to go. So the movie didn't have to be terribly complex, and it was kind of like it was silly, and it's just not my thing. That's why it's my second one.
I found there's a lot of like. You know, of course, the quality of the animation is really
fantastic.
No,
honestly, I can't criticize
a lot of
the
scenery of Route 66 I thought was really beautiful.
Definitely, and I do want to go to Cars Land and drive around a little car.
But, I mean, I guess it's just car culture isn't really my thing, and I found the character of Mater to be a little bit annoying, and
it wasn't as funny as it was irritating.
Yeah, and it's maybe I didn't really know that kind of stand-up comedian who voices him, and I just kind of, it kind of fell a little bit flat for me, but... it's just one of those movies where it started up and I was like, all right, and then it was just so flashy and so much, and I kind of tuned out, and I was like, no, I don't want to tune out. Yeah, I just zoned out, and I found that would happen, and it kind of bummed me out because I wanted to give it a decent.
And then the problem is Cars 2 kind of emphasizes even more how annoying Mater is.
Yeah, and then it's got kind of the weird...
and it's got that weird...
But then I was watching it without sound.
Yeah,
so.
But it's all like... The problem is it's both trying to be a fish out of water comedy and a spy comedy, and all these genres I'm kind of done with. Because I'm like... It's basically, if you've seen any spy movie comedy in the past 30 years, they're all like a bumbling guy who's not actually a spy, is in the wrong place at the wrong time, and everyone assumes he's a spy because he does all these things, and they're like, that must be a genius spy, because no one else would do that in their right mind. And it's like, it's not his right mind. And the weird thing, it's not even that was my problem. The weird thing was, Steve McQueen Lightning, like, his whole story was barely even a B plot. Yeah. Like, him racing around was so incidental to anything happening, and they try to tie it together in the end that the bomb was there, and he turns around and be like, Nader, I just want to be friends. And I was like, there's a bomb! He's like, I don't care if life's a bomb. I want to be friends. I'm like, this is like...
Yeah, it was very much a made.
And it was just like his character was just pushed away, and he was barely a side character in that movie. The main character of the previous one. It was just kind of strange how they handled that. Like, Michael Caine Cars is fun and all.
I like Michael Caine.
But... Oh, so
and
Cars,
I mean, the way they handled Tokyo, I thought was really beautiful.
Oh, wait, once again, animation, everything is jaw dropping. Like it's kind of bad to say like that's a given, but it's like that's Pixar's level.
They're top quality.
Not have good.
They cannot give you like eye dessert.
Yeah, like everything they do is gorgeous because they put a lot of care into it. But it's just plot, characters, just
the story just wasn't for me.
Doesn't work. I'm sorry. That's me.
Yeah.
Now, for whatever reason, a lot of people do rag on Bug's Life.
I like Bug's Life.
I don't know why. I guess it's just not memorable to me. That's why I don't think
I just really
highly.
liked Hopper a lot. I really liked the villain.
Really?
I don't know what it was. He was just so cool and creepy.
Yeah.
I forget who does the voice of him, but I was just like, Hopper's kind of hot. It was weird. It had that moment that I always hate in movies where it's like, oh god, we were lying and now we have to come clean.
No, that's pretty much the main reason I have beef with it, because it's the same plot that happens in any... Alright, here's the
now we're gonna get you all killed.
So let's quickly talk about Avatar, not the Airbender, just Avatar. It's that premise whenever there's someone who's pretending to be who they're not, and everyone looks up to them, and then they fail, and then everyone's sad and hates them. And then they succeed, and everyone likes them again.
Yeah.
And it happens all the time without fail in a lot of different movies. It's just like, it's such an obvious pattern. And like,
yeah, but you gotta make it right. I think that's the...
The movie should end with that. They just walked away.
And then the grasshoppers
The grasshoppers reigned over the ants.
That's not a happy ending.
It's life. No, but it's just, I guess that's the problem with that movie primarily. It says Kevin Spacey did Hopper.
Yeah, I think so.
IMDb.
I think it was Kevin Spacey.
So that's kind of like, I mean, Bug's Life, historically though, it was like a technological marvel. Pixar, no movie had that many active characters on screen at once. So good on them for that. And the ants are appealing to look at. I'm like, one's from the ants movie where it's like, I'm digging, I'm an ant. I'm an ant. This movie of them babbling. So, it's cute and silly, but it's like, it doesn't really hold a candle to much of the later efforts. Okay, so that's kind of like bottom tier for me. Same for you, I guess, similar, no? You like ants.
Yeah, I guess so, just because the other ones I like so much. I'm just trying to think if there's anything in there.
People have some weird beef with Toy Story 2.
I like Toy Story 2.
Because it has some great stuff in it. Like, I like Jessie and the horse and stuff. Like, they're great additions, but I guess my problem with Toy Story 2 is it's kind of that reverse plot where it's like, this time Woody has to get Buzz, or Buzz has to get Woody. Like, we switched it. Which Disney kind of did quite a bit of, where it's like, Lady and the Tramp 2, now the guy is prim and proper and the girl's the tramp.
Yeah.
Or Lion King 2, now someone flip
or Little Mermaid 2, where it's like she's a human that wants to be a mermaid.
Little Mermaid 2, it's a human girl who wants to be
Ursula's
a mermaid.
sister is like
because you can't go too far from the tree in Disney villainry.
And I think Ariel has to turn back into a mermaid at some point to save her daughter.
Transform!
Yeah, it was kind of...
No, she yells at Trent. It's like, Dad! Give me my friends! You did it before, you can do it again! And she just keeps like swapping in and out.
He's like...
You're abusing my powers.
Yeah, I know.
So,
King of the Sea.
Let's see. I found Ratatouille a bit flat, says Proto Wilson. Technically great story-wise.
That one I enjoyed. I think there were parts of it that...
I'm sure where Ratatouille sits with me.
I thought it was beautiful. There's a scene where he's dancing around the pot that I was just like, this is such an amazing moment. And then when it stops on the dude, I was like, I thought the way they handled like the rat puppeteering him was really funny.
Yeah. Actually, even I
really enjoyed Ratatouille. I think there was that moment where it was like, and Jerry says this too, where it's like, you always have to have that lesson moment where it's like, now we'll slow down the movie to a halt and see what people do to rats, and it's like that window of all the dead rats. But I thought that worked well for the story, just to show how dangerous rats were. But I thought Paris was beautiful. I liked the kind of more mature storytelling they were putting in there.
Stuff.
Yeah,
like,
Michelle.
That was really good visual stuff where it's like, do you feel the strawberry flavors?
Yeah, that was good.
Like, there's lots of. Yeah. It's a very delicious film.
I enjoyed it. It was very entertaining.
I've seen it too many times. I've only seen it like once or twice, maybe. Who knew?
Yeah.
I don't know where that sits with me, because I guess... like
I think it would be high middle, because I really like it.
Yeah. This is where it gets really tricky, because you gotta, like, pick... It's easy to pick the favorites, but
although I guess... no, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I don't think I've seen it more than, like, twice, maybe, though.
I think I didn't like that the woman sous chef ends up becoming love interest with the main guy.
Oh, there's no reason for it, really?
Yeah, but I mean, maybe there was reason there, where it's like the character that doesn't seem to like you so much actually does, but she's extra mean to hide it or something. But I was like, oh, okay, I guess.
And it did sort of have the betrayal plot, too.
But it was very much like, Paris, it's romantic, so... That was funny, though, when he has the glasses on, he's half asleep, and he's just like...
Yeah.
That was really funny.
Though it did have the greatest moment of, like, any Pixar movie where the food critic eats the ratatouille, and that just went...
That was beautiful.
Like, that was one of the greatest
or when the,
moments in the film.
The food inspector opens the kitchen, there's rats everywhere.
Yeah.
They're like, get them!
Well, a lot of people get shivers just from when the rats fall through the ceiling, and
my
there's
mom
so
just
many
was
rats.
like, this is so
like,
gross. This is so gross.
But they're all adorable.
And I guess it would be the same for me if it was like a spider movie. I'd be like, but like, oh, they're so cute. Like Charlotte's Web drives me crazy, but she's a nice spider, but I'm like,
Well, it's not like a close-up of her going, it's like,
But it's like Indiana Jones, they make it like a horrible thing that there's rats everywhere, but here it's like, there's rats all over the kitchen.
Yeah.
Hooray!
Poor Wilson says, Linguini got a bit irritating for me. Mm-hmm. I thought it was cool that he was the voice of the storyboard guy, wasn't he?
Yeah, one of the concept artists.
And this is one of the things I love about Pixar, is they, there's always the easy thing to, like, let's cast celebrities, which they definitely do. But they also sometimes just pick the voice that's right for them. We'll talk about that briefly with, of course, Incredibles. The voice of the girl.
Edna Mode?
No, not Edna. The voice of Violet.
Oh.
She's like a Lincoln
Vowell.
Historian or something.
Yeah, she shows up on This American Life.
And she's just got like a bizarre, interesting voice, and so they just go for it. I'm like, I love the fact that they do such a thing. Like, if the storyboard artist or the concept artist has a good enough voice, like, let's just cast, this isn't to say, like,
Well, I love Brad Bird doing Edna,
E.
It's
like, definitely, like, there is casting actors who act, there's a value to that, but at the same time, sometimes just the right voice. I applaud for doing those things.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so, kind of, Ratatouille in a weird way, I guess, kind of occupies the same space as Toy Story 3, or 2. 2 and 3, actually. 3 does have the moment where we all cry, but the movie as a whole still felt a lot like 2. Mm-hmm. So I kind of bunched Toy Story 2, 3, and Ratatouille in kind of the same pile, being like, it's good, but, it doesn't, like, blow my mind away. Mm-hmm. And I may have to drop Brave in there, too. It's like, boop, you're good.
I was like, that's good.
You didn't blow me away, but you're good. You're good. Yeah. Okay, now we're getting up there.
Some belly laughs and a lot of beautiful music and scenery.
We mentioned the side booth. In your Pixar top list, you can have the side slots where there's parts. And this is where WALL-E and Up both go. Because the beginnings for WALL-E and Up are fan-freaking-tastic.
Yeah.
Some of the best visual storytelling, like, neither of them had, like, dialogue. Right? If you talk specifically about the intro sequence with Up, like, there was all the talk in the beginning and then the kids in the house and stuff like that. But, like, both movies kicked off phenomenally, and then they kind of, like, I think WALL-E held up stronger than Up did throughout the latter half of the film. But still, like, I was more interested in...
I think I'd have to watch Up again just to fully...
Yeah.
Because I mean, the story of Ellie and Carl is gorgeous. Like, that
oh, God. Like, no one can argue. That's
montage
amazing.
Is amazing. And... for me, like, of course, that's my favorite part of the movie. I think there's a lot of fun stuff with the adventure
I love
afterwards.
Russell, like, the kid's great.
I think it's just we might not have liked the villain very much.
No, I didn't like that he had to be a villain. Like, they had to basically, like, he was a guy this guy looked up to, and now they have to turn it around and be like, now he's a dick.
Yeah, he's so evil.
I'm like, he was an adventurer who looked for, like, Indiana Jones killed more indigenous folks than this guy did. And we all love Indy, so can't we like this guy for, like, hunting down one bird? I don't know. It tried to be all, I don't know. Like, there's great stuff in it, but it's just the whole latter half, I didn't like that. And, Disney ending, you gotta kill a villain. Wasn't necessary. And then WALL-E, I guess it's kind of like the whole first half is all like silent and gestural and like kind of like classic animation without voices and stuff like that. Yeah, and then later on in the movie, they're like, we gotta start talking a lot more. And so it's a lot of, oh hey, there's that Wally guy, that robot. Look, it looks like he's dancing or something. And it all became kind of very expositional all out of nowhere. And you're like, alright, I guess. So Wally and Up kind of occupy these side slots. If you can imagine my Pixar list as a totem pole, the wings is like Wally and Up. The first half, and the other half kind of fell down with cars. Now, jeez. Top 3. This is where stuff gets interesting. I'd have to say, a lot of people harsh on Finding Nemo because it seems like too shtick, too like scene to scene. There's no real connection. But Finding Nemo, man, there's lots of moments in that movie.
I enjoy Finding Nemo.
Heart-wrenching moments, great characters, excitement.
Well, Finding Nemo is like the kind of movie that I'll put on just for reference and then just watch it the whole way through.
Colors are great. The story is compelling.
The acting's really fun.
There's a bunch of holes, sure, but like, why is the teacher so irresponsible?
I don't even notice that, really.
Yeah, like, it's just like...
it's like a teacher. You got so many kids you're keeping an eye on.
I can't watch them all. They all escaped and got eaten.
No, he didn't get to the boat until his dad showed up and started distracting the teacher.
Oh, I guess. All right, fine. Oh, it's his overprotective nature. Ruined everything, yes. Finding Nemo, definitely, like, no matter what, like, it is a bit kind of like scene to scene. Like, sometimes you'd be like, there's no near, like, direct lead. Like, they could have put it in any order and it still makes sense, kind of thing, because it's not like one scene really leads into the next one. It's just like, now there's jellyfish, now there's sharks, now there's turtles, now there's crabs. It's like, you could, like, switch it around and still, like, get the same movie. But I love the stuff with Nemo, being in the fish tank and, like, learning to, like, conquer his stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He's got scars.
All those things you can switch around, but it's the level of intensity and danger that builds up. So I mean, great. Yeah.
And like just the whole plot of like him just learning to accept his son versus like be so afraid and concerned for him, but just being like, I know your arm is messed up, boy, but you gotta go out and live, man.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's like, let's go.
So is after each challenge, it's Marlin that's growing a little bit.
Yeah. Like it's definitely like. And Finding Nemo 2, when they have to find Marlin or whatever the hell.
Yeah, there is a sequel.
They're going to switch that bad boy around fast. It was like, this time Marlin was on a weekend bender, and no one knows what happened, and Nemo's got to find him.
Weekend bender.
So that's why Finding Nemo takes 3rd place. Of course, Toy Story, the original, the classic, 2nd place, because damn, it is good. Toy Story
is a really good story.
Such a compelling little tale of like jealousy and entitledness, and Woody was everything, and then he was nothing, and everyone hated him, and then he became everything again. Falls from the ashes and stuff. And like this time, it wasn't like an unintentional betrayal scenario. This was actually him being a jerk.
Yeah.
He's a character who basically fell to the depths, and then realized, once he was locked up and said, "I'm going to die tomorrow by this child with a magnifying glass.
That is a happy child.
I'm going to be straight with you, Buzz. I was jealous." And they're like, "Oh." And there you go. Yeah. And even like Buzz thinking this whole time, there's delusions of thinking he's this flying guy, this amazing guy, and then he just falls, and Randy Newman sings his descent.
And then he's Mrs. Nesbitt.
He's Mrs. Nesbitt. Like, there's so many great elements in that movie that just Toy Story 1 just kind of owns it. We'll get back to your comments right after this, because first place, of course, The Incredibles.
Yeah.
I wrote a university essay on this movie. Like, I just love that movie so much. And a lot
that
of
was
people,
one of those movies I saw in college that I was like, I want to work in animation.
I
mean, I was in college for animation, but I was like, I love animation.
Yeah, some folks would be like, oh, it's just basically Fantastic Four ripped off. And I'm like, yeah, sure. But the point is, this is, like, it's a story about a man who basically, grew up and is trying to reclaim. It's very much like American Beauty. It's about a man trying to reclaim his youth.
Weird roses.
In a weird way. But it's about a man just trying to reclaim the youth he once had. Like us and my dad keep saying it's like the football star, the quarterback who was the big deal in high school, and now he's grown up and he's no longer. He's walking by the school going, "How we doing, coach?" Every week.
The coach
he's still trying to claim that. Still trying to claim to fame, and he's not that anymore. And he tries to. And there's amazing moments in that film too, where like when he starts working out and lifting trains and stuff, and it's a montage. A lot of people hate montage for whatever reason, but like I thought it was great because then when you finally see like he's got he's not as fit as he once was, but now he's like a healthy man,
really good for him.
And he just has that little smirk of satisfaction. You feel damn good for him. You're like good for you, buddy. Like, you got it back. You're a little more like fun around the house too, and everyone's happy. And you look fit. You look nice in a suit. You know, I'm proud of you.
You're up to suspicious
Bob
things,
Parr.
but...
And then, of course... Now, there's a few holes in this movie, too, of course. Like, the whole...
Yeah?
There was... What's-her-face? Not Mystique, but what's her name? The mysterious lady? The one who's, like...
Mirage?
Yeah, Mystique Mirage. Like, she's supposed to be, like, the flip-flop character, but it was kind of, like, a little too convenient, because it's like...
because she's...
I'm going to help
she's helped kill all
Sinister
these
Man
superheroes.
kill everyone, but not Mr. Incredible, because he's nice. And it's like, alright, her transition was a little too convenient.
I think maybe when it's, like, posturing and stuff, and it's like you're the assistant to the supervillain, it's not so bad when it's, like, it's this giant battle, and then you happen to have the bigger gun. But when it's a man that, like... spoilers, he thinks his family's been killed, and you're there in the room with this man who's just broken, and you're looking at the guy who's your boss, who's like, "Mwahaha." It's like, oh, I'm working for a total dick. Like,
yeah, that's true. Maybe that would be enough.
I mean, through it all, she was starting to kind of be like, what am I doing?
Yeah. But, you know.
But I mean, yeah, it was a lot. It did have a lot more fun woohoo until you started to realize the weight of it, that all these superheroes were being exterminated, and the only thing that protected Bob Parr and his family was because of there being a mundane family that was removed from superhero life. Yeah.
I just love that movie.
I do
Incredibles.
too.
It's one of those I can watch
so
a bunch of times. Great soundtrack, great design. The art book is phenomenal if you haven't taken a look at it yet.
Yeah.
Damn, just Incredibles is so good. I'm just really, there you go.
It's a lot of weight.
That Brad Bird, man. Yeah, it is. Still haven't watched his Mission Impossible without Brad Bird.
There's a lot of weight in those characters. Like, I love the scene with the jet fight with the mother, like, trying to pilot the jet. And then that last moment when she realizes that she can't do anything and she just jumps to, like, shield her kids. It's, like, such a, like, really exciting, really scary moment that I'm just like, I love this sequence. It just gives me chills.
And it's good they cut Snog out of that scene too.
Snog! Yeah, if you watch the behind the scenes, I think Brad Bird really wanted the pilot guy to die.
The pilot Snog, who
he doesn't show up
from,
in that sequence.
He was going to be the one because someone had to pay the price, said Brad Bird.
But I think you got the weight of it without that. I mean, obviously you did, because it was like these villains are ready to...
Well, I guess the truth of the matter, too, is it's like the plane blew up, Snog got killed. Bob Parr thinks his family and Snog died. He's like, oh, hey, my family's great.
What
He's like,
about
Snog? He's like, what about Snog? Fuck that guy.
Yeah.
Him this dumb hat. You know, it's just like, it wouldn't have worked as well. Because it's like, you guys are great, how's Snog? Ooh. Guess we still kind of sad.
Those ones are scary though, because there's that moment where the mother's like, you know, these aren't like the villains from your TV shows. They won't use restraint because you're kids.
She said straight up. That was actually kind of
yeah. She says
scary.
If they find you, they will kill you.
They will kill you if they see you. I'm like,
and I found that really chilling for a family movie. Where it's just like,
did this happen in like Spy Kids? Was some like, now son, if they see you, they'll torture you because you're my son. They'll put things.
Did that happen in Spy Kids?
I don't know. That's what I'm wondering. Like, did that happen in Spy Kids? Was like, son, this is all fun and games, I'm sure. But I have
if you get caught, here's a capsule you chew.
Yes, put this in your tooth and
what
chew down.
What happens? It's like bubblegum.
If you excuse me, just leave us your mother. It's like,
what is Spy Kids about?
It's about...
Is it like a hotel for spies? And dogs.
Who's the director again? It's about... he did the other half of Grindhouse.
Oh, Rodriguez?
Yeah, it's about Rodriguez picking up a nice fat check once every 2 years.
You know what? You're allowed.
And no, I have nothing wrong with that because he basically said, you know, Spy Kids is what paid for Grindhouse. He's like, I need these movies to help finance my movies. And I'm like, that's the way. This is why David Cross does those damn Chipmunk movies because he's like, that's the biggest check I'll get. Arrested Development and all this other fun stuff gives me nothing.
Yeah, you need to be able to do the work to do the stuff you want to do.
So this is why...
Not everybody gets to pursue a passion project.
Yeah,
Sometimes you just gotta do what's gotta be done.
You gotta work on your Yogi Bears. You gotta work on your Clifford the Big... No, not Clifford. Who's the other dog movie that I didn't see? It's based... Marmaduke. Your Garfields. It's like,
that could have been a dream job for people, though.
This is where your check comes from. Like, you gotta do the jobs.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I guess just don't complain.
So Spy Kids. Apparently they're pretty silly, though. They have 3D. Beethoven. No one did that for pay. That was a dream job for everyone.
Yeah, Beethoven was a delight.
All 8 scores of Beethoven were a joy. And here's a fun fact that you may not have known. If there's ever a dog on TV, chances are it's female because they don't want floppy dog balls on the camera.
Same with horses.
Beethoven was female. The dog in Lost was female. All of them. Same with horses.
Any horse you see is usually a male, unless they're specifically supposed to be a big floppy horse thing. There. Yeah.
Yep. Sexy.
Also, I think it's aggressiveness, too.
Like, oh, really?
Yeah. Black Stallion maybe wasn't a stallion.
Because stallions are insane. Never thought that's his problem.
A little bit more
You'll
aggressive.
notice it from now on. You'll be looking between the legs. Every dog,
and you'll be cursing his name.
Every dog, horse, and bear that shows up on TV.
Why
you're
can't
like,
I stop?
Where are the balls? He was right.
It confuses children because you remember we went to the San Diego Zoo and there was a donkey and we heard the kids just like, Mom, what's that? And we couldn't stop
laughing.
Was
it a donkey or a zebra?
It was a zebra, and then
it was a zebra,
just like,
yeah.
Ah!
I don't know if you were there the second time we went, but we were on the
adults.
tour, and the tour driver actually said, he's like, oh, it looks like one of the zebra's stripes are falling off. And we're on the bus like...
And it's the flight crew like...
All of us from the flight table cracked out with no sleep. We're like... He said that.
Yeah, I saw some of the photos from that. You guys are crazy.
Yeah.
I was finishing a commission.
So that's our Pixar list.
Yeah, I'd say that's pretty accurate. Speaking of flight, did you know that Flight 8 was nominated for a Harvey Award?
What?
Yes!
Does that mean Buttons and Jim, which is actually on your desktop here,
yeah.
is nominated as a part of it?
As a part of a whole awesome slew.
Excellent.
Harvey Awards, of course, are based on Harvey Kurtzman, I think I'm saying that right, who is a phenomenal cartoonist from back in the day. And he was one of the founders, or the founder of Mad Magazine.
Hey, that's pretty sweet.
Yeah, so this is as comic awards go, I think it's the only one of the comic awards that are voted for by professionals and nominated and voted for by professionals.
I think I got sent the nominee ballots. I'm not sure about that.
Yeah, well, I mean,
I'm not very professional.
But you wrote something that's published.
Well, I guess so.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I mean, if you're published and you enjoyed Flight, consider...
Oh, yeah.
Consider maybe voting...
Real consideration.
For
Flight Volume 8,
Flight Volume
end
8
of an
for,
era.
Yes, the end of an 8-volume
hefty
collection.
Era.
One of the things that got me inspired, because I remember seeing the first one, was like, this is awesome.
It's amazing.
Yeah, so it's great that we got to be part of the last two.
Yeah, last two, that was a treat.
Yeah, so if you enjoyed it and you can vote, please consider voting for Best Anthology.
This series, this is basically the Return of the King.
Yeah.
Peter Jackson earned it. Just give him the trophy.
Yeah.
So, give Flight an award, damn it. We've done 8 books.
Please and thank you.
Who gets the trophy when you do an anthology? Probably the head editor.
I'd say Kazoo probably gets it.
Makes sense. I'm not gonna give it to me.
Maybe you'll get it.
Like,
we can just put it right here.
We have a live show. We have the trophy too. It'd be nice.
You mail it to him.
If you did, because he'd be like, "Oh, what have you done? You sent it to the Shanahans."
Why would you send it to the Shanahans?
We're like, meh.
You won't get it back.
Yeah, we're not sending it back. It's too expensive.
We're just drinking our
too expensive to ship across the
mojitos
country.
out of it.
But yeah, so definitely check that out. And if you haven't actually read it, we're always selling all these other books on this web show that we should be wrapping up soon.
Let me pull out a copy.
If you haven't read the Flight Anthologies, 8 hefty volumes with a lot of creators, chances are you've read, seen, watched, been a part of some of their works.
We're in these two.
We're in the final 2 here. Flight Volume 7.
Look at that. It's like he's going home.
This bird flying around all over the place. You're going to want this.
Mm-hmm.
If you check out Flight Volume 7, our story is The Fairy Market. And of course, Flight Volume 8, it is Buttons and Jim. So if you want to check those out and vote for them, of course, you probably order them from all your fine online retailers and bookstores often.
Yeah, you should find them in a Chapters or a Barnes & Nobles, if they still exist. Do those still exist?
The other one, there's 2 bookstores to start with B. Barnes and Books.
Barnes and Books.
No, I forgot what the other one's called. Check those out. Vote for them if you can. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Anything else going on?
Oh, you know what? I just got a copy of Broken Pencil magazine.
Hello.
Which is...
What is it?
A zine culture and independent art magazine in Toronto. And if you'll open up to the center part, of course.
Well, this fine publication deemed worthy to...
They're showing off the nominees of the Jean Day Award.
There's my name in print.
Joe Schuster. Yeah, eh?
My mother would be so proud.
Yeah, it looks really good.
Oh, shoot, they put uberfriendship.com there.
Yep.
There better be some damn good articles up there right now, because it was just Graham yelling about things. I don't know.
Like, who is this Graham Grumbles guy?
Why is he so angry about comics, this guy? Cool, so check out your local Broken Pencil magazine.
Yeah, that's
if you want to
pretty
read,
exciting.
and I think we had to decide which page. We always tend to pick this page. Because I think we just love whenever
I like
the
that
princess
first
kicks in on Alan, and he looks, as explained by, I think, was it Hanjamari? Who said it. But I was like, it looks like he's been interrupted in the shower. Like,
Yeah,
he's like, oh, not doing
just
nothing.
Busted it on
you know.
him.
And this is basically like a character trait of hers, which I really enjoy, that she has no concept of like subtlety.
Yeah.
She's always like, she doesn't knock, she's kind of like, but she's always in good temper though. It's not...
Yeah, she's a nice kid, but she wasn't raised with any boundaries.
I was like, yeah, that's actually a good explanation of that.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Broken Pencil Magazine.
That's pretty exciting.
Of course, the book that inspired Broken Pencil Magazine's article. I was going to say Broken Pencil Magazine. They wouldn't have made this magazine
kind of a stretch.
Got Silly Kingdom right here. This is the book. We're coming up to the 1-year anniversary. Did you know that?
I know that. As I'm writing people emails.
Shut up about that anniversary.
Hey, so your commission.
Don't worry, we're getting there.
Oh, gosh.
Silly Kingdom.
It's been a very busy week.
Alan Grimmickshaw's 211th birthday. It's coming up to its own first birthday. We should have like a party for that.
We should have a party.
Since we didn't really have a mash party. Where should we do it? Where do you guys all live near? What's the closest bar to you all? That we can just, everyone shows up. I'll wait for you to answer.
Backyard Donuts.
Backyard Donuts. Alright, so to celebrate in October, we're going to Backyard Donuts.
Oh, we should do Wonderland's Halloween Haunt.
Wonderland's Halloween Haunt? Silly Kingdom party? Oh
yes.
My goodness. Any of you guys live near Canada's Wonderland or are willing to take the trip out to Ontario, Canada? Toronto?
I mean, it's spooky and kind of morbid, but
is it?
It's fun.
Oh.
It's all haunted houses.
I guess so.
Roller coasters.
Does Alan Grimmick get another birthday since it's 1 year later? Yes, every chapter will be another birthday. But this whole series is about wizards' birthdays. That's what we're doing.
Back to this other party.
It just gets worse and worse from there. And we got 66.
Hi.
Hello, and glad you can join us at the end of this episode. $10 for the print copy. That does get signed. We're not lying. It's not printed. You may think it is because it's so perfect. But our signatures are in fact genuine. And also $4 for the digital copy, which you can send to your friend if you want. Like, I'd rather they buy it, but if you just got to share the word, go for it. You have
we like people to read it.
Just don't put it on some, like,
Yeah, don't put it on 9gag or something, so it'll make us cry.
The other book you want to get, of course, is Cautionary Fails. Fairy Tales!
Yeah.
Pretty epic tale in here called Tatterhood. And if you enjoyed reading it, not saying nothing about nothing, but just saying. So,
you heard it here first.
Heard it first. Check out Cautionary Fails and Fairy Tales at CFFT. The cartel?
Yep.
Was it? What is your name? And girls, what is going on? Weird questions going on in the chat. Check it out, because Tale of Tatterhood is great. It's a fairy tale. Norway. You love it. Check it. You said it here first.
Excellent.
More on that later. Is there anything else before we wrap up? Because we've been doing this for a good 2 hours.
It's been a good 2-hour show.
We've been doing. Do we have any room left on the hard drive?
Uh-oh.
I've ever figured
we might have to figure out stuff next week.
Exactly.
Whoopsie.
Is that another version you just did?
Number 3 is done.
Let's jump back to number 3.
Right.
Because this is an art show.
Lion Mermaid Commissions.
Let's look at Katie's art at the end of the show.
This is a learning show.
So what did you do there?
This is, let me try and move this over. Yeah, I took some pencils and I drew a mermaid.
Thing from my imagination.
Yeah, so she's got the big tail, big floaty hair, and yeah, I'll be coloring this one up too. But I'll be sending these 3 to Axera to see which one she prefers. So we have number 2 and number 3. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
See, look at us getting through.
Getting things done.
We're gonna be done before the anniversary. I tell you.
I hope so. I hope so.
When was it officially released? Was it October or September?
When? October 8th.
Really? I should remember
it's
that.
Dad's birthday.
Released on Dad's birthday. That's so nice. How about that? How about Dad? Atomic Bishop says money and gimme. Absolutely lovely says we bought 15.
Thank you very much.
And says thanks, hon. Love it. Glad I could help your project. Yeah, I'm glad you did, man.
Yeah,
because otherwise I wouldn't have been able to hold that book up. That you saw.
This is
it's
true.
A good book. I like it. I like it a lot. Second one's been written for a good while. Just telling you guys.
Yeah, I'll get on that. Soon.
Ready to go, Derek. Lots of those fun surprises may or may not be happening too. I don't want to promise nothing. Chances that means I have to do it, and I don't want to do it. But actually, I filmed some new episodes of Talking to the Camera, full episodes, the ones where I actually talk.
We got the Quidditch one coming.
Yes, the scene of the Quidditch.
I'm excited for this.
So be sure to stay tuned to YouTube user/ShaggyShan, whatever. Look up Shaggy Shan on YouTube. You're bound to find me and lots of my monkey shenanigans and running around. Actual episodes. Hopefully, I can get up by Thursday. If not, hopefully Friday. But new episodes. I only shot 2, but I have a bunch written, but some of them I had to fix. There's a bunch of stuff I still got to write. It's always, whenever it involves me having to find more resources, that's when I'm worried about doing it, because that means it's going to take longer.
Yeah, to edit it all together.
Yeah, if I can just do it all in front of the screen, we're good to go. You can check that one out. We're getting lots of questions. Where are you from? Bro Wilson says space. Just like Ariel.
Yep, exactly.
Anything else coming up? You always check out the Twitter. Shaggy Shan on Twitter. We got Katie Shy.
On Twitter.
And
Tumblr.
And the Tumblr.
And Blogger.
Yeah, I think we basically have the same name for all of them, right? Like,
you
I have
Shaggy Shan. Everywhere.
Check out Shaggy's Mind Sauce is my Tumblr, which is just /Shaggy Shan. I usually post anything fun or weird that I think is interesting. You can check that out. Atomic Mixup says a new TTM. I'm in talks about doing one. I want to do Storytime Part 2, actually. That was one of my favorite episodes.
Talking to the microphone.
Talking to the microphone.
Nice.
An old episode called Storytime Part 1, for whatever reason. It was me, Graham, and Brad.
That was amazing!
And we did an improv story with a pair of dice. It ended up being a western about a town without pigs. It was
called Pig Swallows.
Called Pig Swallow. It was great. And it was very unique, so you can check that out. But we're hopefully doing another one.
Those guys are good sports.
So let's talk about this quickly because I brought it here. We may be using this here. This is a card game called Once Upon a Time.
Oh, that thing's super fun.
Have you played it before?
Yeah, we played it at your place.
When?
Didn't we?
No.
We played a card game.
I just bought this. Once Upon a Time is a storytelling improv card game where you basically get cards with elements like very wise, or a princess, or escape. And the way it works is you're trying to tell a story, and you have 6 cards. You try to tell a concise story with all the elements of your cards. But you don't just go, once upon a time there was a dog, and he went to the pond, and he did this. And you're basically trying, you also get a the end card that you're working towards. And I actually wanted to do this live on the show tonight, but we spent too much time talking, so I'm not going to do it.
Next week.
But,
that would have made it a very special episode.
Yeah, it would have.
Next week.
Or we'll save it for the podcast talking to the microphone.
I'm not going to be here next week. I'm going to be at the cottage.
All week?
Wednesday.
How dare.
I'll be back Friday.
Special episode next week.
I'll be back Friday because we're exhibiting at Fan Expo.
True. But anyway, this is going to be an interesting game, so stay tuned if we do stuff about that. And basically, it's a card game. It's fun. What was I trying to say? Anything else?
Card games? See, I think the card game we were playing was that D&D kind of one.
What? Munchkin Quest?
Yeah, that was
Munchkin? Yeah, that's a different game entirely.
That was fun.
Yeah, it's good. Play Munchkin too. I think that's about everything.
I think that's it for me.
We've passed the hour.
I gotta scan these in and do some more work.
Be sure to go to Shannon Hannigan's on Facebook. That is where you'll get the most up-to-date information until we get some sort of new website built.
We're working on it.
We're working on it. This time we swear, unlike 2 years ago when we said it was coming soon and soon never happened.
We were like, next summer!
So you do definitely want to check out, subscribe, like it, because that's where you'll get the most recent information, as well as links to anything else coming up otherwise. Check out all our other crap. That is all from me. Are you with or against Bashar? I don't know the answers to your questions.
I don't know.
See you later. Until next week, usually around 7:30 p.m. Eastern.
Sometimes
or 9
9-ish.
if it's late, because my job has me staying overtime always.
Yeah.
Fun time. See you guys next week. Cheers.